these are perfect for big pots as well.
I think absolutely,
yeah,
yes.
I do.
These can go into a big pot. They're not going to get massively tall either, so they won't outgrow a pot. And I think getting a pair of these, again, you know how much I love that symmetry, a pair of these in a pot framing the conservatory doors or either side of a back door or something.
Yeah.
It wants a nice sunny spot. You don't want to shoehorn this into a shady place, but somewhere beautifully sunny, that will be, I mean, it's instant impact, isn't it?
God,
it's ready to burst into blossom as well.
And if we actually sold one of these already planted up in a pot, you could take that price and you could easily double it for one. Easily.
Yeah.
But to buy it as a bare root, all you need to do is give it a good drink when it arrives, because obviously it's been lifted when it's at its dormant state. It's been probably in the cold store. So you would need to just give it a really good drink and then plant it.
Yeah. Yeah, and we've got some suggestions actually for pots that you could put this in if you are looking for pots. You can plant it into the ground if you want to. If you want to plant it somewhere in the ground, by all means go for it. But yeah, I think this really does lend itself to having a pot, doesn't it?
So what are you thinking?
Yeah, we're going for this one.
Yeah, actually, we've already rehearsed this bit.
We know what we're doing.
Well, I say rehearsed it, we both said before the show, what pot would you put it in? We agreed
this
one. Perfect size, that's about a 30-litre pot. That would look great in there, wouldn't it?
I think that would look absolutely fantastic. And when you get that blossom appearing, beautiful pink blossom that's going to cover these bare branches, that contrast between the black pot and the pink of the blossom is going to look beautiful. And you could even underplant as well. So get some, I don't know, some sort of bedding going on around the bottom of here as well.
Well, I think we've got the pre-ordered Busy Lizzies. They don't mind shade.
Busy Lizzies would be fine,
yeah.
wouldn't they?
Because actually, by the time the blossom's gone over and you've just got the foliage, the Busy Lizzies just start to flower.
Yeah, or maybe something that'll just gently sort of tumble and trail around the edges as well. That would look pretty.
But they are still on offer. They are the Shaun Ryan aged look. Tuscany.
We're going to rename them at some point.
Yeah. I'm embracing my aged look, you see. But they do have a lovely aged look, and they're really big. They've got great drainage holes, easy to move around with the little lip there at the side, and they just look great. And they work out £6 each.
Yeah, when they were £12.99. There is a price tag on the bottom there that says £12.99 for one. We've taken £1 off and we've added a buy one get one free offer on here, so it really is incredible value, and it's a really decent sized pot as well, so perfect for the pruners.
God. Do you know, I think we're going to have a really busy show today, so good morning to all of our gardening friends. You're watching YouGarden TV, broadcasting live from our 11-acre nursery here in Lincolnshire.
Absolutely, in our potting shed, our happy place.
Yes.
It's definitely our happy place.
But it's an extra happy place today because we've got some of the best-selling bedding collections. Many of these sold out last year. We have got them all back on pre-order today.
Yep.
So this is the fruit salad mix. Funny name for it, but it's because of the colours, isn't it?
It's because of the mixture of colours that you're getting included in there.
So you've got Lobelia Calibrachoa in there. What's the next one, Bex?
We've got our Busy Lizzies. That's going to be really popular. Always is. Begonia, the non-stop mix.
And that means a flower.
Yeah, constant flowers. 30 years of Sophinia collection. So many different colours. There's 6 different colours of Sophinia petunia. Sophinia being the designer brand. Every petunia wants to be a Sophinia, basically.
The best performers, I think, by far.
Totally. We've got our Begonia apricot shades mix. This one is the one. This is the one that reminds me of my lovely Nan, who passed a few years ago. But she had these all over. Loved those. Non-stop flowering. And we've got our gorgeous American fuchsia collection as well. So those are the big fuchsias.
Okay. Now the way this works, it's all on pre-order. So basically, order now, get a head start on everyone else, reserve your items, just so you don't miss out on this season's most popular plants at the best price. Your order will be sent out as soon as available and in condition for planting. You don't need to do anything else. And your free gift, which is a blooming fast, if you're just ordering pre-order products, then your free gift will arrive with your pre-order. If you're ordering a mixture of things today, it will arrive, say, with some of the items that you're ordering today.
Yeah.
So it's just a great way of getting a head start on your summer bedding. That is exciting, isn't it?
I quite like that, because then you know it's arriving. You can plan plan what you're doing, basically, and you know that in that week, fine, all my summer bedding is going to arrive. I can crack on.
And it just means that you will get hold of these before anybody else as well. So I know we've got some of our really popular items in. last year, at times we did run out.
Yes.
So sometimes there'd be gaps, and so we don't have any busy lizards for the next few weeks or so you can get your pre-order placed right now. Right, which side do you want to start at, Bex?
I want to go fuchsia,
Yeah,
I
I
think.
do,
Yeah. So yeah, these are the jumbo American fuchsias. It's really important to tell you about the jumbo part of this, because these are bigger than other fuchsias that you will get.
Yeah, in terms of the flowers.
Yeah, and you're getting 4 different varieties included in here as well. So the beautiful mix of colours that you get with your jumbo collection is incredible. And a brilliant thing about these is that they don't mind a bit of shade either, do they?
There's a lot of summer bedding that really needs full sun, but not your fuchsias.
No.
They do actually do rather well in light shade.
Absolutely, yeah. So if you're thinking about getting your hanging baskets planned, what is it you're going to be putting in there? Obviously, fuchsias are a total favourite when it comes to hanging baskets. You don't have to put them in your hanging baskets, of course. If you want to get our Tuscany pots and have those tumbling over the edges of the pots, that will be
that'd work really well, wouldn't it?
really pretty, yeah. But look, a human hand, as I said before.
But it really is, and I've grown these many times.
An adult hand is what I meant.
It really is all about the size of the flowers. They are huge, and I mean, fuchsias are the most beautiful flowers in terms of design. They look like ballerinas' dresses, don't they?
And these are Eleanor's.
Yes.
She emailed these to us last week. So a viewer who has previously bought and grown these, who's been really impressed.
Look at that, Bex.
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Huge.
I do love a fuchsia flower. I love the colour mix and the shape of them.
Now, your free gift, the Blooming Fast, is perfect because fuchsias...
They're hungry, aren't they?
They are really hungry, yeah. So the key to really great success with fuchsias is to deadhead them. You know, they tend to form almost like little berry-looking things, and you really need to take those off. So stop the energy going into those, and then keep feeding them.
Keep feeding.
Yeah. If you don't feed fuchsias enough, they just stop flowering, basically.
They do, yeah.
So,
you'll get the foliage and stuff, but you just don't get the flowers, and you want the flowers.
Of course, and you want them to keep going and going. So that's why you've got your Blooming Fast as your free gift today, of course. Lots of you joining us, so good morning.
Good morning to you all.
We're in such good moods today. But I'm definitely ordering those.
Yes.
But we're going to move on to another absolute favourite, and it is the Begonia apricot shades. I think we probably sell more of these than any other bedding plant on YouGarden, don't we?
What, do you mean the apricot shades in general or begonias?
I was going to say apricot shades. Yeah,
I think you might be right. I think this is one of the, begonias are very popular, but when it comes to the different begonias we do, it's the apricot shades that people love so much. Yeah. There's enough colour variation within the shades of the apricot that makes it look just natural and not kind of too overdone. It's really, really pretty mix. It definitely it holds a special place in my heart. As I say, my grandma used to grow these all the time, and her garden was absolutely filled with them, and they're so easy to look after, aren't they? Easy to grow, months and months of colour, and the reason they're so popular, I think, is because of that. Right. They're easy. You get non-stop colour.
Hang on, can we just talk about the price on these?
Yeah, let's do that.
Because
these are the pro plugs as well. We need to talk about
I'd forgotten that you got 40.
Yeah,
40.
Yeah.
Can't imagine being 40, can you? But 40...
It's a long time ago.
Shush. 40 for $14.99.
Yeah.
I mean, that works out less than 40 pence a plant.
Well, this is a great way to actually get hold of these. So the pro plugs are just the slightly smaller plugs. So we do pro plugs, we do plug plants, we do jumbo plug plants, and it's just a grading between the different sizes. So with pro plugs, you don't have to be a professional, you don't have to be a pro at all. They're very, very easy. They just need a little bit of growing on before you pot them out, plant them out, which is what you're going to be doing at that time of year anyway.
And we should have said all of the bedding, obviously it'd be to you when it's ready, but it will all need to be kept frost-free.
Exactly.
But a little bit of growing on with these, and you've saved yourself an absolute fortune.
Yeah.
You can buy one begonia in a 9cm pot in the height of summer and spend £253 on one.
Yeah. So multiply that out by 40, and you can soon see where you're going to get those savings going on.
And don't you find, Bex, it's actually really fulfilling to see your plants grow and it happens really quickly in spring and summer, and then suddenly you've got these massive blooms. That is an amazing price for us.
Yeah, I love that, So
it's
really good.
The reason why we love begonias, super easy. They don't mind sun, they don't mind light shade.
Yeah.
You don't need to deadhead them because the flowers just fall off when they go over.
Totally, and they're tolerant of all the summer weathers as well, which we know in the UK, we never really know what we're going to get. And a lot of other, summer flowers, they can't cope with that change in the summer weather. One day being really hot, the next day it being windy and wet. Begonias really don't mind. They can cope with it all.
I'll be honest, I think they're going to be the fastest in terms of pre-orders because the value is absolutely amazing. Even the MRP is really good on those. And the way this works, by the way, you place your order today, and then these will be dispatched when they're ready to go, probably starting the first week in March. I say probably, obviously it just depends on what the weather's like.
Yes, yeah.
Whether we have a really bad February or a really good one, but we're talking about probably the first week in March.
Yeah, definitely. And if we're talking about the free gift that comes with this, if you just place a pre-order, your free gift will come out with the pre-order. If you do a mixed basket of pre-order and things that are available now, your free gift will come to you with your, the things that are available now.
I mean,
whatever comes first, basically, the free gift will come with it.
You might want to place some separate orders today and then get several free gifts.
I think you definitely should.
That's what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah, because you will use that. I mean, it makes 20 watering cans on average, which is a decent amount. But yeah, if you think about the spring and summer, we're going to be feeding our plants a lot, aren't we?
We are.
So get as many bags of that as you can.
Yeah, but grab those begonias, get them in your basket right now because they are amazing value. You will love those.
Yeah.
Right, we better move on then because our next collection is 30 years of Sophinia. And you were saying, Bex, out of all the petunias, the Sophinia breed is the most renowned and respected, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Every petunia that's not a Sophinia wants to be a Sophinia.
I'd want to be a Sophinia if I was a petunia.
Yeah, absolutely. It's because it's like the designer brand. It's the best brand. So Sophinia were the company that first brought out the true trailing petunia, basically. And now everybody wants to imitate that, but they can't imitate it because Sophinia is so very good. Obviously, they don't have the 30 years of all the breeding and the work that's gone into this. And with this collection, you are getting a gorgeous mix of 6 different colours included in there. And look, they are going to work so beautifully together, aren't they?
Oh, they look amazing.
These are our easy fill hanging baskets. This is the kind of display that you can get with your Sophinia collection. Now, they look wonderful, don't they? All colour blocked like
really
that.
Do.
But I love them all mixed up together as well. And these do come out to you in their mini greenhouses.
Yes.
And they are all labelled, so you know exactly which colour is which. So you can create your own displays of colour blocking if you want to.
But the Sophinia petunias are so much more resilient as well. They do tolerate things like rain so much better, don't they?
Well, so they've been bred for vigour, for their trailing aspect, to be low maintenance, to be disease resistant, and to be weather tolerant.
Yeah.
And it's all of those
They're strong, aren't
things
they?
that make a Sophinia petunia a Sophinia
And do you know
petunia.
what? I'll be honest, I have sometimes bought other petunias and I've not really known anything about the breeding or their background and they've been disappointing.
Yeah.
But Sophinias,
these
amazing.
are the biggest, the best, and the longest, basically, of all of the Sophinias that you can get. So this is the one that you want to get.
And it is 18 plug plants in total.
So 6 colours, that's 3 of each.
Oh, and Matt is red hot this morning,
Spot
Bex.
on there, wasn't it?
We're good, aren't we? 3 6s or 18.
As I started talking.
No flies on us this morning, I tell you.
Remember, they are all labelled as well in the greenhouses, so you'll know which colour is which. Very easy to do.
Yeah.
So don't take them all out the packet until you know which is which.
Yeah,
I've done that before.
I've done it as well. I've been so, look at these. And then it's like, oh no, which ones are which?
I guess I'm mixing them all up.
Now, we're going to move on to another absolute winner on pre-order, which is our Begonia non-stop mix.
Yep.
Look at the colours here.
I like the colours here.
I do.
Okay, so you're getting a nice range of colour here. So unlike the apricot shades, which is a lovely mix of apricot shades, what you're getting is real standout colours here. The whites, the pinks, the oranges. They really do work well together, but I think that they just stand out against each other, don't they? And they're called non-stop because they just don't stop flowering. They just keep going.
And it's the size of the flowers with begonias as well.
These are specially bred for large, upright flowers here.
So these are great for the centre of pots, great for the centre of hanging baskets, but also because of their upright nature, great for beds and borders.
Yeah, totally. We talk a lot about begonias going into sort of pots and baskets and things, but yeah, this one is one that you could do that with, but it's fantastic to put into maybe your window boxes or your beds and borders as well.
Do you know, my mum, for some reason, never used to be mad on begonias, and she absolutely loves them now.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
And it is the ease, and they're the big displays, and they're beautiful flowers.
They're so pretty, aren't they?
Yeah.
And they're easy. I think this is, there's a few reasons we go for begonias. Months of colour, May right the way through to first frost, so October, maybe even into November, depending on what kind of weather we get. Tolerant of all those summer weathers. Real low maintenance with very little deadheading that you have to do. I mean, often no deadheading required at all. And it's just guaranteed flower displays and easy gardening.
And we should say at the end of the season, the plants should have formed little tubers as well. So if you wanted to store those and keep them dry and frost-free over winter, you could do that, and then they come back the following year. Not everyone does that. Some people...
No, a lot of people treat begonias as annuals, don't they? But you can actually make them come back. It's, with a little bit of work, it's fine. You can store them.
400 085 18 plug plants on pre-order today, $12.99.
Oh, I love this little pre-order section. This
I
is
do.
lovely, isn't it? Feels like summer's coming.
It really does.
It does, doesn't it?
I actually drove to it happy. I was like, oh, we're doing summer bedding.
Yeah.
That means that, we're nearly there.
It's exciting.
Now, coming up next, we have got our Busy Lizzies, another of my absolute favourites.
Yeah.
And you're going to get 40 of these Pro plugs again for $14.99. Now, as a child, I don't know if you were the same, Bex, but we used to have Busy Lizzies as indoor plants. Did you ever have that?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And I used to take cuttings and things, they're really easy. Now they're known as a bedding plant, but quite a few years ago, about 5 or 6 years ago, do you remember all the Busy Lizzies literally sort of disappeared overnight?
Yeah, they suffered, didn't they, with that? It was downy mildew.
Yeah.
It was a foliage disease, wasn't it?
I remember, seriously, I remember I had amazing displays, and literally within a day or two, they'd all gone.
Yeah.
These have been, that's been ruled out now. These have been bred to be resistant to that.
Absolutely, yeah. These are new and improved. It's a bit of a breeding breakthrough to basically be very resistant to that downy mildew. So if you are looking at Busy Lizzies, these are the ones that you want to be looking at, because these reliably outperform other varieties. You get consistent growth, summer-long flowering, rain or shine. They are robust and durable, sun or shade. They are just absolutely fantastic. And very unlike other bedding plants that you can, suffer in those conditions.
And again, you don't have to deadhead them.
No.
As Bex was saying, they are.
Look at that. That's pretty.
I've got a border where I've got lots of grasses, ferns, acers, so it's like semi to fairly full shade. And I always fill in the gaps with Busy Lizzies, because if I don't fill them in, I just get weeds. And they do amazing.
Yeah, they really do. That picture you just saw with a whole border of Busy Lizzies, that looked absolutely beautiful. Yeah. But as a gap filler in those borders,
they're really good.
I think they are really valuable.
And again, I often use them at the pub because I don't have hours and hours every day to garden there, and they don't need deadheading.
No.
Again, I just make sure you give them a regular feed, like all your summer bedding, but you are getting your free blooming fast with every order today.
Yeah, and don't be put off by the fact that these are Pro plugs. They are just smaller plug plants. They are still healthy. They are still wonderful. All they need is a little bit of growing on before you put them into their final location, which is exactly what you would be doing with the larger size plug plants anyway. So it really is a very simple process. And it's a really cost-effective way of being able to fill your garden very inexpensively.
Between you and I at home, I live near a really beautiful garden centre, and it's fantastic. And I'll go to the cafe and I love it there.
Yeah, have a cake.
But they sell individual bedding plants in the summer for about $2.50 each. And do you know what? There's I don't want to sound disrespectful, but there's a lot of ladies at lunch there that are quite affluent, and I see them buying the bedding plants at $2.50 each, and that's fine.
Yep.
But for a lot of us, I mean, I would never buy a bedding plant that's going to last one season for $2.50. I just could not do it.
No.
But you grow your own. You've got the plug plants, you just need to grow them on, you've saved an absolute fortune.
Yeah, I think once you've learnt the little tricks and you know where to shop, that's a big one, and obviously you know where to shop because you're watching us right now, then you really do find the little tricks in order to be able to garden super cheaply, basically.
Now, and don't forget, with every order today, you are going to get your blooming fast. And don't look at this and go, Ooh, that's in a little sachet. No. That will make 100 litres of premium plant food, which is really high in your nitrogen, your phosphorus, your potassium. You've got all the trace elements in there, so your iron, your copper, all of that. We swear by that, don't we, Bex?
Absolutely, yeah, and our head gardener absolutely swears by it. It's one of his favourite products, isn't it?
And last year we were a bit cheeky and we just stockpiled those. So if you want to place separate orders...
It's definitely worth doing.
I mean, you probably need some compost right now. So place a separate order for the compost and you'll get another gift. So we're just, until we get told off, we're going to encourage you to fiddle the system. Right, the next one is the fruit salad mix.
Yeah.
Now, I really like this. Do you?
It's the colour combination. So basically what we've done is we've taken away some of the hard work of knowing what flowers, what colours to put together. Because that can be quite tricky sometimes.
Yeah.
Like what, you know, when you see those beautiful hanging baskets like we're looking at right now.
I mean, I love that, don't you?
I just think it's really gorgeous. You've got the lovely apricots and the deep purples of those flowers. And then you've got the lovely tinier lobelia mixed in there as well. And those two size combinations work well, but it's the colour combos as well, isn't it? That works gorgeously.
If my mum's watching, I think she'd love this. So the peach colour and the kind of purple colour, they're Calibracoa, and they're like mini petunias.
They look like petunias, don't they?
Yeah,
but they're just a little bit smaller. And then the lobelia, which is, I mean, it's your perfect filler plant, isn't it, for your hanging baskets? I actually grew pots of lobelia all on their own last year.
Did you?
They were amazing.
I've never done that.
Oh my word, it was our lovely friend Hayley Green. You might know her. She comes in here sometimes. She's back in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, she is.
She said it to me last year, and I was like, do you know what? I'm going to try that.
I've never done that.
Lobelia all on its own is amazing.
Oh, I might try that.
But it works beautifully as that filler plant within the baskets as well, because you get the lovely smaller flowers, and it's the contrast between the smaller flowers and the bigger flowers that give you that kind of designer feel within your baskets.
Now, depending on the size of your basket, with 12 plants, you've got at least enough for 2 baskets there.
Yeah.
But if you double up, you can go for 2 lots of these, so 24 plug plants.
Yeah, see, I think I would go for 2 lots because I've got the big easy fill hanging baskets. So 12 for me wouldn't be enough in one of, 12 is enough for one hanging basket.
Yeah, because
they're big, aren't they? Yeah, so I would go for 2 of those if you're using our big easy fill hanging baskets. But it very much depends, as Shaun said, on the size of your hanging basket.
Yeah, and don't forget, if you're a club member, you are getting 10% off all the prices that we're showing you on the screen today. Do you know what? I think we're going to have one of our busiest shows in a long time today.
I think you're right. We're reaching that season, aren't we? It's all starting to happen.
We are. Good morning. Welcome to the potting shed.
Hello. Good morning, Adam and Degsy and Elaine and Neil and Owen.
Yay, Philip's there as well.
Philip. Nice to see you all. Well, sort of see you. Oh, Dingo's here as well from the Turtle
Sanctuary. Yes, remember.
Thanks for coming and joining us.
Yeah. So let's remind you of the pre-order section. So basically, we have learned over the years that our summer bedding goes really quickly. So as regulars on the show, you've got a chance of pre-ordering. So order now. Reserve your items, making sure that you don't miss out on this season's most popular plants at the best price. Your order will be sent out as soon as it's available and in condition for planting. You don't need to do anything else. And we say we'll dispatch these the week beginning the first week in March. So that's what we're saying, on average, the first week in March. If your order is only for pre-order products, then your free gift will be sent out with the rest of your items. So it's basically whatever comes first. If you're ordering something that is on the nursery right now and your bedding, you will get your free gift with whatever you're ordering today that's available in the nursery. Right, so a quick reminder. Jumbo flowered collection when it comes to fuchsias. These are amazing. They are absolutely huge flowers. They will tolerate light shade as well as sun. They will make your baskets and displays look absolutely incredible. I've grown these many times. They are off the scale and really popular. $11.99 for 12 plug plants, 400,072. Then the begonias are going really quickly. I believe these are the best-selling summer bedding plant here at YouGarden, certainly in the top 3, and you are getting an amazing 40 of your Pro Plugs for £14.99. That works out less than 40 pence a plant. I think it works out about 38p, something ridiculous like that. Absolutely amazing value. They'll flower their socks off all summer long. They don't mind shade, sun. They are really resilient. They just get on with it. Cannot recommend this highly enough. £4.90, £1.98. Get you ordered now for those. Then, 30 years of Sophinia. I mean, when it comes to petunias, it doesn't get better breeding than this. So, designed to be repeat flowering, weather resistant, disease resistant. They just are top performers. And you're going to get 18 plug plants today, 6 colours, 3 of each, for just £17 and 98 pence, 408.81 for those incredible Sophinias. Now, actually, the other Begonia selection, the non-stop, are also going really quickly on pre-order today. So these are the upright ones. They're great for beds, for borders, for pots, obviously, containers. They look great in hanging baskets, in the centres perhaps. And we are going to do 18 of the plug plants for just £12 and 99 pence. Don't forget your free gift today is worth £4.99 as well. So you will get your free gift with every order, and that's your blooming fast 400,085 for the Begonia non-stop mix. And then one of my favourites, honestly, these are the Impatiens, the Busy Lizzies, Beacon. Now, you'll know with Busy Lizzies, if you've grown them before, they are brilliant in shade. So if you've got, I use them to fill in gaps between shrubs and in my beds and borders. They are so low maintenance. The displays each plant produces is amazing. You're gonna get 40 of these, by the way. And I think they look also great on mass there, don't they? They look fantastic. You don't have to deadhead them, which I love. They just look after themselves. They must produce hundreds, if not thousands of flowers. And as I mentioned, they are fantastic in shady areas as well. Amazing value. You're going to get all 40 of the Pro Plugs. All you need to do is grow those on a little bit at £14 and 99 pence. And then, last but by no means least, we have got the fruit salad. So, what you've got here, well, first of all, you've got an amazing colour combination and palette here. And you've got a mixture. So the ones that look like petunias are Calibrachoa, so they're mini petunias. So the same sort of shaped flower, just a little bit smaller. I love the peach and the purple, and then it's offset beautifully with the white lobelia. So those three, our design team here at YouGarden, they've specially curated and selected those to give you really outstanding hanging baskets. You get 12 plug plants, obviously, depending on the size of your basket, I would probably put 6 in my baskets. I've got kind of medium size, but you can double up and go for 2 lots for £19 and 99 pence. That has really cheered us up, hasn't it?
That has so cheered us up. It is very, very busy. We knew it was going to be, because it's all about that summer bedding, isn't it? It's all about getting that lovely summer feel going on.
And between you and I, Bex and I are really pleased with the free gift today.
Oh, I'm so pleased.
We've been spoiled with free gifts, so we've sort of got used to it. But honestly, this is the brilliant free gift. Now, we could have given you, stay there. We could have given you that one. That's the 60 grams for £2.99.
Yeah, we're giving you the 100 grams, and it's free with purchase, but it is incredibly important that you use the code in order to get this. So you don't need to remember that item number at all when it comes to your free gift. All you have to do is place your order, enter into the box when you're placing the order, that code there, YGTV0624, and we will automatically enter this into your basket. So that's how you get your free gift. But do remember that code also unlocks all of the special deals.
Yes.
So buy one, get one free. For example, here, if you don't enter the code, you'll only get one of them. Look, we put one into the basket. It's showing at £24.99. We've put one of our Tuscany pots into the basket. Can you look at the price we're paying? Look. £46 basically. And £8.99 delivery. That's where you enter your code, YGTV0624. Apply code, and this is where the magic happens.
Oh, do you know what though? I'm still not happy with that postage, Bex.
No, I'm still not happy with that.
Can we
postage.
get rid of it?
But look at what's happened, though. We've entered that other basket in. You've got your free gift plus, the pot. Sorry, you've got your free tree. You've got your free gift, and so for £2 less, you're getting extra included in there.
I still.
You're right, Shaun. We need to get rid of that postage.
Should we put some begonias in?
Some begonias or some compost, whatever it is
compost.
you want.
We need compost, yeah.
Particularly if you're trying to create this display with the Prunus triloba, 2 pots, you'll need this bag, this deal of the compost, which will be more than enough.
Better.
Now look what we're doing. We've got rid of that postage cost, and we've got 2 beautiful pots with some of the most amazing spring displays with this Prunus triloba on there. Look at that. This is where, shopping direct with YGTV and using that code really starts to help. Yeah. And also, if you press the button to become a club member, you'd save another £6 something off that order as well. Yeah. Every single time you place an order for a full 12 months.
So do join our club today. It's an amazing discount club. So we want to just say a few hellos. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, Jeff. He's emailed in. He's received his eucalyptus and his roses yesterday.
Oh, great.
Fabulous. Good time to get those planted.
And he said how well packed they were as well. So YouGarden spent an awful lot of time on their packaging. It's all 100% recyclable now as well. And it does maintain your plants in perfect condition as well.
Yeah. And Dingo's saying that he's expecting an order to come today as well. A big order, apparently. Oh, he's ordered the flame lily.
That's
not the carpet flame lilies. We've got the Gloriosa, the flame lily. I'm so excited about that one.
Yeah,
that's a bit unusual. Love that. It's a climbing flaming lily. It's over on that table. We'll come to it soon.
So if you do want to say hello, then you can email us, say ygtv@yougarden.com.
Yes, please.
Just quickly though, if you want the flowering cherry almond, the Prunus triloba, buy one get one free, £24.99, 50126.
That's amazing on that. I might do that this week. I'm glad I waited. I want 2 of them.
And the Tuscany planter, they are still now. This, I'll be honest, this offer must be coming to a close fairly shortly. I would have thought.
You would have thought, wouldn't you?
But it is a buy one get one free at just £11.99. That is for 2 of those. 130278. Now, Bex, I do not want to tempt fate.
Oh, God, go on.
But I haven't coughed yet.
Oh, no! Oh, no! What are we in now? Is this 4 weeks now?
3.5.
3.5. It's going, isn't it?
It's honestly, I've had the cough from whatever. You've probably noticed it during the shows, but it's slowly...
It's lingering, isn't it? For somebody who's really quite healthy.
I know. I'm still on my vitamin drink there. And what you maybe don't know, that on an afternoon, what Bex and I do is we record little videos for the website.
We do, yeah.
So some of the products will have little videos just to give you extra advice and information. But you did houseplants last week, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good.
I like to let Bex do the houseplants because I'm rubbish with the long names. I know all the popular names.
Pilea peperomio, that's what I did last week.
But poor Stu, who's in charge of technically, he had to edit out all my coughs and sneezes and splutters. It took him took him all day to edit it and make it sound decent. But they are really helpful. And so we are putting more and more online content on there that you can watch in your own time. Right, going to move on though to our best-selling product of all time here at YouGarden, our premium professional compost. I'll give you a tiny bit of the history, and I'll let Bex go into the incredible ingredients just very quickly. This is a compost that has been perfected in terms of formula and ingredients for many years, and it's the one that we use on the nursery. So whenever we're growing things like hanging baskets, pre-made hanging baskets, this is a compost we use. If ever we're potting up things like bare root roses, this is a compost we use. And Peter, our head gardener, was saying this year alone we will pot up 150,000 roses. So that gives you an idea of how important it is here at the YouGarden nursery. But the formulation, Bex, of this is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, and you're right. It's been perfected over the years. You know, there's some additions, some things that we've taken away, but it is all sort of very scientifically backed. And it started its life as the university comp. What on earth am I going
I have no idea, Bex.
University compost.
I quite like that. It sounds good, doesn't it? Oh, it started its life at university.
don't know where I was going there.
I quite like that though. But anyway, it's a load of rubbish, so that's not true. So where did it start his life, folks?
Nursery compost.
Yay!
So what we've done is we've let the trade secret out of the bag. And we've made it available to customers. You know, as a nursery, we saw such amazing results and we thought we can't keep this to ourselves, and so we've made it available for everybody. There's incredible ingredients in here. So you can see all these little green balls as I'm running my hands through it. This is a slow release fertiliser. Now this is going to feed your plants for a good 6 months from when you first plant things in here. Really important that the plants can get hold of that feed as and when they need it. What we also have is composted wood fibre. You can see all these lovely fibres running through it.
Yeah.
Really well. Oh, look at all those green balls.
I know.
Really well composted as well. There's no great big lumps and chunks in here. What that does is it creates a beautiful texture. A texture that means you can plant seeds in here, that you can plant trees in here, and everything in between. If you're getting hold of any of our pre-order items and you're growing those on, this would be absolutely fantastic for them. Now, the composted wood fibre also allows for really even water distribution, again, vitally important, particularly when you're trying to get things started.
Yes.
And it allows for water retention, so that's going to be great in the summer months if we get a hot and dry summer. We've also got lime in here, balances out the pH, okay, so it's a pH buffer. It just puts it in exactly the right place for the majority of the plants that you're going to put in here. So there's some that sit outside of that rule. So things like your rhododendrons, your azaleas, your blueberry plants, they want ericaceous compost. If you need that, we have it, don't worry. But pretty much everything else that you're growing is going to live the best life in this compost. What else we got?
Wetting agent, I like this
Love
one.
this.
So I make up about 25 hanging baskets each year, and there's nothing worse than your hanging basket drying out. It can happen on a sunny day. You try and water it, and all the water just goes over the side. I do remember one year, for some reason, my 2 hanging baskets at the pub were in a different compost. I must have run out, I can't remember why.
Yeah.
And I remember trying to water these baskets, and the punters were literally walking past, because all this water was going over me and not in the basket, and I was getting really frustrated. I'm like, but the wetting agent, it makes the water stick to the compost. It's as simple as that. Brilliant.
And we've also got peat in here as well. Okay, so there's 3 different types of peat, dark and white peat, some of which is renewable. It's the sphagnum moss peat, isn't it? But what we have done over the years is we have reduced the amount of peat that we're putting in here, keeping up with those environmental needs. We've reduced it so that we're using the minimum amount for the maximum results, and that's really, really important when it comes to growing plants. It's a special formulation. I really want to try and get that across to you. I used to think that all composts were the same. It didn't really matter, you know, compost, it doesn't make a difference. But it makes such a difference.
Yeah. And do you know what I used to think, Bex? I used to think I could get away with buying a cheaper compost I fed the plants well enough.
Yep.
But that isn't really the case, because it is in those early stages, as Bex was saying, where you need the plants to get the right amount of water and oxygen. And
and room for roots to grow as well. Sometimes when you buy a cheaper or an inferior bag of compost, you find it's really claggy. Yeah. This isn't. And it's actually, light and airy.
Right, let's do the maths today as well. So today, what I'm going to... hopefully the main boss, our head gardener, Peter's not watching, but I'm going to say I want everyone to place a separate order for compost, because you're going to get a free gift. Mm-hmm. Your blooming fast worth $4.99. So that suddenly takes the price of the compost down to just under £20.
Yeah.
And that includes free delivery. And if you're club member, you get 10% off that as well. So it is the best day to buy our compost today, isn't it?
It really is, because the cost comes down, as you say, with the free gift. If you join the club, you get extra money off there as well. But it's very important to get across. It's not about buying the cheapest compost out there. It is very much about buying a premium compost. And that is why it's called premium professional compost, because it is.
We are so excited. Your gardens are going to look amazing this year with your garden.
My garden's going to look amazing too.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Mine is. I'm really excited. We've got so many great plants. We are getting very busy on YouTube and, of course, Facebook, and you can watch on, of course, our website, YouGarden.com. Hello, Jan and Alison. Good morning.
Good morning. Oh, and Helen's joined us as well. In fact, lots of people are finding us now, aren't they? So please share it with your friends. We love being here. We're trying to build a wonderful community. We're doing a pretty good job of that so far.
And actually, don't forget, if you want to follow Bex and I on our social media, because we do post about the shows, our gardens, what's happening. This is yours?
Yeah, I'm Rebecca Bex Edwards on Facebook, and Bex Edwards My Garden on Instagram. I keep trying to change it to make it the same, but
you should do.
Technology is getting the better of me, I'm afraid.
And mine, I like things really easy, so mine's exactly the same on both.
I can't do it won't let me.
So on Facebook, it's Shaun, Ryan, Presenter and Plant Man, and the same on Instagram. I do tend to do a bit more on Facebook, so that's probably the easiest way to message me and to get in touch. But we'd love that we'd love you to follow us.
Come and join us. We'll let you know what's going on with shows, if we, show times, what's happening in our garden, and you can share stuff with us as well.
Yes. Right. So, been ages since we've seen it. Hellebores.
Yeah.
Last time we saw these was last year.
It was.
Last year. So we've got the hellebores back. 3 of these at just $14.99.
Look at them. I mean, they've grown, haven't they?
They're a lot taller.
Loads taller. Yeah, so if you bought these in December, please go and take a picture. Send them to us. We'd love to see what yours are looking like. Look how gorgeous they are. Did you have them inside over Christmas?
I did.
Did you?
They look really good, but I'll be honest, they really wanted to get outside.
Yeah, there's a point they reach where you do just need to get them outdoors, don't you?
I was like, okay, I've enjoyed those inside, but now it's time to put you outside. But they've been amazing, actually.
They are gorgeous. They're really easy to look after, aren't they? They love shade as well, which I think is brilliant. Because there's lots of things that don't live well in shade, but hellebores absolutely do live well in shade, and they come back for you every single year as well. They're really good for pollinators. The Royal Horticultural Society have given them their badge of perfect for pollinators. So this is an excellent one if you want to bring the wildlife into your garden. And you just get an abundance of these beautiful bowl-shaped, sort of snowy white flowers that then turn these gorgeous shades of pink as well. And they have, like, we were talking about the shabby chic look a lot, weren't we?
Yeah.
They get a lovely kind of shabby chic look to the flowers, which I think is super interesting to look at as well.
And there's definitely hints of pink, isn't there?
There are, you can see them on there. I was picking one out earlier. I mean, look, there's hints of green on this one, hints of pink and green on there as well, and they just keep changing. So there's always something interesting to look at. And
they do, if you let them, they do self-seed as well. It takes a while for their little babies to come on, but they will self-seed, and they will flower all through the winter. They do die down in summer. I mean, you still get some foliage, but they do die back quite a lot. They do die back
quite a lot, yeah. But then they'll spring back for you again, and you get those lovely colours over those winter months. I think this is probably going to be one of the last times, this week, maybe next week, that we bring you these. So if you have missed out on the hellebores, I think now's the time to get hold of them.
And they do look fantastic this time of year. They're amazing sizes and say, standards of hellebores, covered in buds and flowers. Covered in buds and flowers.
And in fact, this particular variety is called the Christmas Carol, and it's actually been bred for more flowers and longer flowering season.
And they are quite upright as well. A lot of hellebores, upright. Some varieties, I've got some in my garden, and their heads look down, they're a bit shy.
Yeah.
So unless you're lying on the ground, you don't quite get the full effect. But these are quite upright.
You can see how upright these are growing, can't you?
And you do get all 3 of those in the 12 centimetre pots. They're normally the best part of £30. Today, they're only $14.99, 560-054. Really nice to see those back, isn't it?
Yeah, I love hellebores. They're so easy and just give you that wonderful winter colour. Lovely, nectar as well for early pollinators and things.
Now, I had no idea that a Dahlia had been named after our lovely Bex here, our lovely Rebecca.
I know, well...
But it's all about you today.
It's all about me.
This next Dahlia is called Rebecca's World.
In my world. It's pretty though, isn't it?
No, it's not actually been named after our Bex.
Don't do that. It is. It's named after me.
But I tell you what, you'd be happy if that was named after you.
I would be very happy.
It's lovely,
glorious.
I really like this one.
I love the shades of colour. Actually, the difference in it's like lovely kind of maroony red colour that you've got in the centre, and then out to those like creamy white edges on the petals. I think it's quite decadent look, isn't it?
It's beautiful. Now, Bex and I, by the way. Did we mention it's a buy one get one free?
Oh, so by the way, yeah.
You're going to get 6 of these.
I know.
For $9.99. So
I have to grow these this year, don't I?
Well, we were both talking before the show, and we both decided to grow a lot of dahlias this year.
I think I'm going to do pots. So I've got my borders aren't sunny enough really to put dahlias in. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a load of the heavy duty pots, and against the wall of the conservatory, which is the sunniest spot in the garden, I can probably get about 8 pots down there.
Wow.
So I'm thinking about just filling those with dahlias.
Yeah, and obviously they make great cut flowers as well.
Oh, incredible.
Now, in terms of planting them, you really don't want to plant them till the first risks of frosts have passed.
But you want to get them started.
Yeah, so you can start them in a potting shed, in a greenhouse.
In your conservatory.
Yeah. We should say, I mean, you don't have to plant the tubers straight away, but I'd want to get these going, wouldn't you?
I mean, listen, this isn't one that when you receive it, you must do something with it straight away. You don't, you can leave them in the bag for a little while. That's not going to be an issue. But I think the earlier you get them started, obviously, the more the more established your plant is going to get. So hopefully you'll get earlier flowers and more of them as well. So get these started in some decent sized pots. This is what they look like. That looks really weird, doesn't it?
It does.
Appreciate that.
Alien-like.
If you've never grown dahlias before, you look at that and think, what on earth? But yes, this is incredible, and this is what is going to turn into... Which way round?
I'm just trying to find where the actual...
Yeah, I think it's...
It's quite difficult to tell.
Sometimes it is a bit difficult,
there you go.
Isn't it?
There.
Yeah, that one.
There you go.
That's what that...
So I found it. I've turned it upside down. There you go.
Yeah. That bit there, that's where the main stem is going to come from.
You can see that's where it flowered previously. There you go.
So these have been dug up and they've been kept frost-free. We're going to plant those out, decent-sized pot, get them started, water them in and get them planted out once all the frost has passed. And that ugly thing there is going to turn into the most beautiful dual-coloured dahlia that'll flower for months. Like if you start it off now, you should... hopefully get some flowers nice and early.
Yeah,
maybe June.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, end of June,
July. But it'll go
July.
right the way through as well. And this is what I love about dahlias. We were driving round, weren't we, end of October into November, and we were seeing dahlias still flowering. So it's a great transitional flower because once a lot of our summer flowers have faded, the dahlias are still going.
And a dahlia, you think about how big it grows. They can grow close to 1 metre.
They can.
So they fill big spaces. And dahlias, they did go out of fashion. I know that feeling. But they did. They went out of fashion because I don't know why, but I remember my uncle growing them in rows in all state. But they're back with a vengeance right now.
Absolutely.
A lot of the top garden designers are using big displays of dahlias.
Yeah.
And we both decided we're going to grow loads of dahlias this year.
I'd love to, yeah. I think that's what I'm going to do. I just need to buy some pots and a bit more compost and get them started. I'm going to start them off in my conservatory, and I'm just going to have a beautiful row of those going and a lovely mixture of different colours as well. And yeah, Rebecca's World, I have to add that one in.
Right. I think everyone should order that in honour of you today, Bex.
Thank you. Let's
do that. I really do. And it's a brilliant deal.
It is. Buy one, get one free. Yeah. That's amazing. Are you going to get 6 of them home? I don't know why he's chuckling.
I had something really cheeky to say, but I've decided I'm definitely keeping it to myself. It was a cheeky comment about the price, but anyway. If we get 6 for
$9.99. Cheap like me.
No! Would I have said that? It's great value.
Fine, I'll take it.
Really, I mean, jokes apart, that is a really beautiful dahlia.
It's a beautiful dahlia, yeah, absolutely.
So I'll be buying that in honour of you, Bex.
Thank you. If you do buy it, definitely, send us your pictures as they start growing throughout the season. I'd love to see them.
We're going to have fun with this one. Right, moving on now. We've got more begonias next. Now, we had the plug plants earlier, but we've got begonia tubers for you right now. Yeah. And it's a double up deal, 10 tubers for $9.99 or 20 for £14.98. Again, look at the colours.
Well, this is so we've got apricot shades, but these are the fiery shades mix.
And there is more fire, isn't there?
There is. You get this extra zing, don't you, with that lovely sort of outline that you get around each of the petals with that slightly redder colour, a bit more hot around the edges. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Again, you've got exactly the same story with these begonias as with the other begonias. One of the best summer flowers that you can buy because months and months of colour, ridiculously low maintenance, tolerant of all that summer weather, and just guaranteed displays for months and months on end. These ones do gently trail, okay? So these aren't like the upright ones.
No.
These are the lovely sort of gently trailing.
So great for the edges of pots and hanging baskets, ideally, of course.
Totally, yeah. Hanging baskets, pots, window boxes. That doesn't stop you from putting them in the ground, by the way. Actually, you can put loads of trailing plants in the ground. What it does is it just creates ground cover. So that's really quite an interesting one to do as well.
Can I open them up?
Do it, yeah.
So these are actually tubers. So
they're slightly bowl shaped, which is what Shaun's going to show you, so you know which way round to plant them.
And I'll be honest, sometimes you do have to have a bit of a feel, you do.
And sometimes you can't tell, but because we're going to start these off in shallow trays, you can easily see, or you can soon see, can't you, if you've got them around the wrong way?
So that's oh, that's funny. So Stu just said, hold it away from your beard as I can't tell the difference.
It's true, though.
Let's do that close up. You're so right. You're so... It's all merging into one, isn't it? Right, so if I just... You're so right. My beard does look like a begonia. And when it flowers, it really looks like my beard. But anyway, they are bowl shaped. So you've got the round side there, and then the concave, the inner side there. That's the top of it.
Yep.
So what I tend to do, because I grow loads of these, so I tend to grow them in seed trays. I put about 10 in one seed tray, just evenly spaced. About an inch of compost, and I do a very light sprinkling over the top. Some people don't put any compost over, so I just found I got better results with the light sprinkling. Keep them inside. I tend to grow them on the windowsill and things like that. I've got a greenhouse as well. And then once you start to get the shoots and there's no risk of frost, you can plant them out.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm doing mine in seed trays. I'm going to do exactly what you said. No, I will. I've got a really busy week.
Oh, you have actually?
I've got a really busy week, but I will get them started. But what I do is once I start seeing shoots, then I sometimes take them and I'll put them into like a little individual pot on its own and keep it in that pot until I'm then ready to plant it out. It's up to you how you do it, really.
But they are easy.
They're so easy. What I don't do is I don't drench them to start with. A little bit of water, obviously, but just light water and keep it sort of moist but not wet. I
did once overwater. Well, no, I left them outside actually because the frost had passed, but there's lots of heavy rain and some of them did rot.
Yeah. So begonias are very tolerant of summer weather, but you just need to do a little bit of extra protection with the tubers to get them started. That's it.
What else was I going to say? I was going to say something else on that.
Oh, to put you off, sorry.
Oh, yeah. I'm back in the room.
Back in the room, good.
At the end of the season...
Oh, yes.
First frost and the foliage will literally sort of go overnight. But once frosts come, the first frost, dig them up, and if you want to store the tubers, just store them in a cool, dry place, and they'll come back year after year.
That's it.
Right. So this...
Okay, I'm excited about this one.
I am.
I'm really excited about this one.
I meant to order it last week, actually.
Yeah, I kind of like the idea of getting this. We've got a little bug climbing on our board. I kind of like the idea of getting this, but also one of our tower pots, because this is a climber, basically. So if you haven't got anywhere for it to climb, we have this amazing thing called a tower pot on the website. So it's a self-supporting thing for it to climb up. But I just think that this is so... exotic and beautiful. Isn't it fantastic? The Gloriosa flame lily.
I've never seen one of these yet.
Do you know, I haven't either, and that's why I'm quite excited about it and want to try it, because I think it's beautiful.
I've never seen one.
It's amazingly exotic. It's from East Africa, I believe. So it really... Oh, look at that. It's a quite fast climber as well, so it does require some support. That's why I'm suggesting maybe the tower pot, or if you've got something for it to climb up, absolutely great. But what you get are these beautiful sort of red brushstroke Oh, look at that.
Amazing.
Red brushstroke petals, and you've got that little background of the fiery coloured yellows in there as well. And the petals, actually, they sort of curl back. They have a reflexed shape to them, which then sort of expose the bright yellow inside and the orange and the green anthers in there. It's got a lovely sweet scent. It's sometimes used in perfume as well.
Does this need a bit of protection?
Yes, it does. It's a protect from frost one, for sure, which is, again, another reason why I'm suggesting the tower pot, because that means at the end of the season you can easily move it and protect it from frost. But it would also make a fantastic conservatory plant. I'm thinking of your new conservatory.
Yes.
It would be amazing and
my
very
other half
exotic.
keeps calling an orangey for some reason, trying to make it sound posher than it is.
It's a big conservatory, isn't it?
I've called it a lean-to just to know.
Just to really annoy him.
Yeah. Right, would I need, because I've never grown this specs, would I need 3 in a pot, would you say?
I would suggest actually, yes, 3 in a pot. So it will grow to about a metre, between a metre and a metre and a half is the sort of height that we're talking. But yeah, I think I'd put all 3 into a 30 or 40 centimetre pot. That might be slightly overplanting, but we're talking about between a metre and a metre and a half, but only about sort of
but also you can
30, 40 centimetre
once you get
spread.
established, the next year you can always
you can always divide and move around.
It's on my list.
I think I'm going to get a tower pot, and I'm going to put all 3 into a tower pot, and the display you'll get from that will be a really full display as well.
Sometimes it's just really good to try something different.
Different, exotic, new.
Love it.
Love it.
I mean, they do look like balls of flame.
They do, don't they? They've got those lovely flame colours on there, and I like the way it opens. So you've got that lovely sort of cup shape going on, but then the petals reflex, so they open up and show the inside.
Look at it.
It's beautiful.
That's mind blowing, isn't
I'm
it?
dead excited about that.
Don't forget, we get lots of viewers today. Don't forget, we've got a brand new free gift. It's the best we've had in ages, because you're going to get your blooming fast, which will make 100 litres of premium plant food. And you know what? A lot of people just don't feed the plants enough.
No.
So grab that while you can. It's free with every order. Just use code YGTV0624. And then finally, just well over this side of the potting shed, we have got our Belgian trailing giant begonias as well. And these are the really big ones, aren't they?
These are the big ones, yeah. So these can reach up to 6 inches in diameter, the flowers on these. Each flower can get that big. So these are incredible.
When you picture 6 inches,
that's big, isn't it? Yeah, that's a decent size.
That's a good sized flower, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can get an amazing flowering display from these. They're Belgian because the Belgians do it best. And these actually come from world-renowned breeder Arnold van Petegem, his name is. And he spent his entire life basically breeding begonias, and these have been bred for strength, for vigour. They've been bred for stronger stems, more upright as well. And even when they're heavy with rain, these can cope with it, just like your begonias, tolerant of all those summer weathers.
Have you seen the price as well?
I know. $6.99.
For 10.
$6.99.
Yeah.
These are absolutely incredible, honestly.
What I would honestly do is buy these in bulk. Mm-hmm. At £6.99.
Well, I grew these last year, and I promise you, out of all the things that I planted in my garden, I put them in pots, 3 pots there. These were the best thing that I planted because flower display lasted for so long. The flowers were huge. They filled those pots. I had to do very little to them. I fed them, I watered them, obviously, because they were in pots. But that's it. Yeah. And they just filled out and were beautiful. They deliver every single time. It's a guaranteed performer.
And don't forget, your free gift today is worth $4.99. Yeah. So do the maths on that one. You know?
That's a good point.
Yeah, you're spending $6.99, your free gift is worth $4.99. Now, obviously, you have got some postage to pay, but do you know what? If you're thinking, I'm just going to loads of pots this summer, or baskets with begonias, you might even want to go for 6 bags of those.
Absolutely.
Get your order to over £40 and you'll get free delivery.
Well, I'm doing those for my hanging baskets, basically. So that is going to be my hanging basket displays this year, because another reason I'm doing that is that begonias don't need full sun. They can actually cope with a bit of shade. And I've got a northeast-facing front door, so it gets a bit of morning sun and then it disappears around the back of the house. But the begonias are going to just thrive in that condition.
Well, thank you to everyone that's ordering this morning. We're with you live till 1 o'clock, by the way.
Yes, we are.
So do messages. But let's Bex and I are just going to remind you of some of the great items that we've already seen this morning on YouGarden TV. So we started with the American Jumbo Giant Fuchsias. Now, the actual flowers on these are huge.
Yeah.
They are far bigger than a traditional fuchsia. And they honestly, a couple of flowers will actually fill a palm of a hand. But just like regular fuchsias, they don't mind light shade as well as sun. Just make sure you do deadhead them, because when the flowers go over, they almost look like little berries. So just make sure you take those off. And fuchsias Out of all the bedding we've got today, they're one of the most hungry. You need to keep feeding those throughout the summer months to keep them repeat flowering. 400,072, 12 plug plants, 4 different varieties, including the Voodoo that we're looking at right now. They are on pre-order, so you can order them right now, and they'll be dispatched about the first week in March. Then what do we have, Bex?
Then we're moving on to our begonia.
Oh,
now,
yes.
these are the apricot shades, and of all of our begonias that we bring you, of all of our summer bedding, the apricot shades, we believe, is the most popular. And it's because you get a lovely mixture of those shades going in there, and because of all of those reasons we love begonias. No deadheading, long flowering season, easy to look after, bit of sun, bit of shade, they really don't mind. 40 Pro plugs that you get here, you don't have to be a pro. These are really, really easy. They just need a little bit of growing on before you then put them into their final location once the frost has passed. It is on pre-order, which means they're going to come out to you somewhere around the first week of March. It's really important you get your orders in. We don't want you to miss out, basically, because these are such a popular one.
Then we brought you, again on pre-order, 30 years of Sophinia. When it comes to petunias, it doesn't get better breeding than this. So these are designed to repeat flower. They're designed to be disease resistant. They're designed to really withstand poor weather conditions. When I say poor weather, you know, some petunias just a bit of rain and they're just mush. These are a lot better dealing with things like rain as well, and they really will trail beautifully. 18 plug plants you get, 6 colours, 3 of each. Pre-order £17.98. Postage is included on that one as well, 400,881.
And then we have our begonia non-stop mix. Excuse me, really aptly named, obviously, because they just don't know when to stop. They just keep flowering. And with this particular mix, you are getting more upright flowers. So fantastic for your beds and borders, as well as pots, hanging baskets, window boxes, etc. But what you do get included in here is a really bright mix of colours. Look at that combination, the whites against the yellows, against those beautiful pinks and peaches included in there. 18 plug plants for you, massive saving of £7. 400085 is your item number. Please make sure you use that code YGTV0624 in order to activate those savings. If you don't enter the code, you won't get the saving.
Then one of my absolute favourites, it is the Busy Lizzie Beacon collection. So these have been specially bred, so they are disease resistant. If you remember, there's an awful disease several years ago where busy lizards literally disappeared overnight. These have been really well bred to be disease resistant. You get 40 for $14.99. Postage is included, so do bear that in mind, and you're going to get your free gift. But these will repeat flower all summer long. They form massive clumps. They don't need deadheading. That's what I love about busy lizards. They don't need deadheading. They also will tolerate really quite shady areas. And anyone that's got maybe beds and borders with shrubs and trees, and you've got those gaps, just fill them with busy lizards and they'll do absolutely amazing.
Yeah, they're really popular. Every year those really are popular.
And then we like this one, don't we?
Love this, because it's the colour combination, it's the flower combination. You're getting the purples and the peach of the Calabricoa, and you're getting those lovely white in the lobelia as well. The combination, size and colour just works absolutely perfectly together. It's taking all the hard work out for you. You buy that collection and you will have the best hanging basket display, or put them into a pot as well. You know, they'll just tumble over the edges of the pots and that will look beautiful.
Right, just a few quick reminders, because you might be brand new to YouGarden TV. So Bex and I, we're here every Wednesday 10 to 1, every Thursday 10 to 1, and on a Sunday 10 until 2.
Currently.
And if we're not here, then we do have other presenters and other guest experts that can join
sometimes,
us.
because we are partnered with QVC, it's a shopping channel, if you've never heard of it before. Where have you been? Yes, we are partnered with the biggest, best shopping channel, so we do shows there. So Shaun or myself might disappear to QVC whilst one of the shows is here, and that's when we get some of our other wonderful people coming in.
Whoever is presenting or you know, guesting the show, you're always going to get great advice and a friendly face as well.
Yes.
And actually faces are a lot more handsome than mine normally as well.
Not true.
Come on, you got Dan back on Sunday, haven't you? Yeah.
Hi, Dan.
Hi, Dan. Good-looking Dan. 6 foot, 10 years younger than me. Hi, Dan. He's a good friend of mine, I can say that. But we always like to give a free gift.
Yes.
And you get a free gift with every separate order. So some of you might place an order, then think, oh, hang on, I need some compost as well, and place a second order. You'll get a free gift with every individual order. Today's is really good. It's our best-selling fertiliser. It's called Blooming Fast. Really high in your NPK, your nitrogen, your phosphorus, your potassium. It's 18, 18, 24. Trace elements in there as well.
Yeah, your copper, your iron, all of those sorts of things. All the important stuff that your plants need, basically, in order to just bloom or fruit.
And that will make 100 litres. So that's about 20 watering cans on average. Brilliant. It's our best-selling plant food, and that is worth $4.99, free with every order today. But you always need to use the offer code. Today's is YGTV0624. What about postage, Bex?
Wow, okay, so you only ever pay one postage, first of all, if your order is under £40. So if you've got 5 items, they've all got postage, you'll only pay one, whichever is the highest one. But if you can get your order to over £40, we do have that special offer where we will knock all of the postage off for you, so you can get your order delivered absolutely free of any postage cost included. All you need to do is enter the code that will pop up down there in a second, YGTV0624. That's the code for this week. It unlocks all of the deals. So whether it's a free postage, whether it's a saving, whether it's a buy one get one free, whether it's a double up deal, that is what activates it. So it's really important to enter that code.
And then one final thing, we've got an amazing discount club, and it's really good. Now, we actually thought it was a bit too good to be true when we first saw it. We're like, hang on.
Especially when you place an order and you see, you put the code in, and then all of a sudden, all this money comes off.
So basically, you can join our discount club today. £5. I recommend the green subscription.
Yes, for sure.
Because it's £5 for the entire year, but also that price will never go up. So it's an auto renewal. So that means if you're a member for the next 10 years, all you pay is £5 a year, but you can cancel, of course, at the end of the 12 months. But the £10 one is just a shame, but it's a one-off, one-year membership. But look at the benefits. 10% off every plant and accessory. That includes compost. So every time you buy compost, you can save nearly £2.50.
Absolutely. Plus, you can get 5% off other items on the website as well. You know, there's loads. I was trawling through it yesterday, actually. There's so much on the website.
Oh, yeah.
So outdoor livings, gifts, things like that, you can get 5% off there. And I love... excuse me, the £20 of the vouchers.
Yeah.
It's like cashback, isn't it?
And you basically get 4 £5 vouchers that you can use, one of those every 3 months. And also exclusive offers, competitions, and expert advice as well. So let us know if you're joining the club today. And you can actually do it with your first order.
You can.
Say if you've got a basket open right now and it comes to, I don't know, £50, you can join the club and save 10% off that, pretty much.
And every single time you place an order in the next 12 months, you'll save 10%. So it really does start to rack up. Those savings massively add up.
Right.
Ooh,
I see Rebecca's Worlds on the screen again. Yes.
That's over there.
That's that really special Dahlia name.
Named after me.
It's not really.
We're going to start here.
Oh, with hibiscus.
We're going to go hibiscus.
I think we should.
Love hibiscus.
I think it'd be rude not to.
I've planted my first hibiscus actually last year. So I'm waiting for it to come into bloom this year. I'm so excited because hibiscus is just a beautiful flower, isn't it?
Do you know, I was a bit late to the party with hibiscus.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely late to the party.
In the last several years, there are so many amazing varieties. You might think of hibiscus. There's certain varieties that are delicate, that are not suitable for the UK. But in the past several years, there are so many brand new, really hardy varieties. Yeah. And this is one of them, the lavender chiffon. The flowers are amazing on this, aren't they?
Well, they're beautiful. It's part of the chiffon range. So what you get here are beautiful ruffled petals on here. That's where the chiffon name comes from. Oh, and they're really, really pretty. Love that colour combination because you've got some brighter pinks in there mixed with the lavender colour, which is absolutely glorious. And this is great because it does flower for a really long time, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, they're a bit late coming out. So, in fact,
don't panic.
No, in fact, my mum's got them, and every year without fail.
Morning, Carol.
Morning, Mum. My mum says, I don't know what's happened with my hibiscus. I think they've gone. So that's what Mum sounds like.
No, I love it.
And I was like, no, Mum. What I always do, I always just break a bit off and show, like, look, there's green there.
It's live.
So they're a bit slow coming back into bud and leaf.
They can be bare till about May, can't
they?
they?
They can. But honestly, when they flower, and it is, I'd say July onwards.
Yeah.
They are amazing.
But they're great because they flower from about July. You get loads of them as well. You do get lots of flowers on there, but they keep going for you. And I do remember being out and about and walking the dog and seeing there's a house around the corner from where I live. It's got a beautiful hibiscus, a big one in the front garden, and it was flowering in October. You know, so it's a great transitional flower for you. Again, once your summer flowers are fading, hibiscus tends to still be in flower for you. If you want to, it can get quite big. You can get 2 meters, height out of this. It can spread by about 1 meter as well. So it's fantastic in a lovely sunny border.
They will tolerate, I mean, Bex is right, they like sun, but they will tolerate fairly poor soil as well. My mum's got one in a really rubbish border.
Yeah.
And it does all right.
Does it?
Yeah.
See, I put mine in a pot just because I know my borders, I struggle a bit because the fence and blah, blah. So it just doesn't get quite enough sun. So I've put it in a pot. It's right in against the house. So southwest facing gardening, it's going to get a decent amount of sun there. Yeah. Who was it? Elaine apparently has got this and it's showing new growth now. That's incredible.
Nice.
I did have a look at mine the other day. It's not showing you new growth yet, but I'm not worried.
It's only February.
Exactly.
2 of them, if you double up, for $14.98.
Yeah.
Honestly, they are amazing. They are fully winter hardy.
Fully winter hardy, down to -10 is what we say. So that does come with our lifetime guarantee. As Shaun said, a range of soils, even poor soils, they can cope with. It can withstand a bit of drought as well. That doesn't mean you should ignore it and never water it. Just a little bit, and it's tolerant of summer heat and humidity. So it's a great one.
But do feed it, because you feed it well, you're going to get loads more flowers.
I will be feeding mine.
So that's brand new today.
Brand new, love that. Oh, and it's a double up, yes, you can get 2 of those.
We've got a great show, haven't we?
Haven't we
I hope you're in as good a mood as we are, by the way, today. We're in a really good mood.
Really good mood.
Yes. Well, we're in February and March is just around the corner. Yay!
It's not long, we're in a short month.
Short month. Well, there's an extra day. You do know that, don't you?
Is it a leap year this year?
It's a leap year.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah. Some of our lucky viewers may have a birthday for the first time in 4 years.
Yeah. Wow, I didn't know it was a leap year. Oh, okay.
Still a short month, though. It's still only 29 days, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it the 6th today?
I haven't got a clue.
7th?
I don't even know what... Oh, it's Wednesday. I was going to say I don't know what day it is.
Just over 3 weeks and we're into March.
That's it.
Yes. Here we are, wishing our lives away.
Every gardener's the same, though, aren't we? We're all the same.
I try and enjoy every season and every month and every week and every day and every second, but it's hard sometimes.
Oh, yeah, I get it. And January is a long month, so...
It is. Right, should we go large?
Let's go skyscrapers, shall we? So this is my absolute favourite of the skyscrapers. We do have the full collection if you're interested in getting 25 skyscrapers and 5 different varieties. But if you just want one, and in my opinion, the best one... I was going to say,
this is our favourite,
This is the favourite, absolutely. This is the one I'm going to be growing this year. This is the Matisse skyscraper lily. I love this one because you get more colours on the one flower.
Oh.
Those lovely creamy yellow edges, the bright pink, the kind of magenta centres.
Oh, yeah.
They're absolutely stunning. But the beautiful thing about skyscraper lilies is that these are like tree lilies. I mean, they are tree lilies. These can get up to 6 feet in height. They can have 20 blooms per bulb at the top of a really strong stem here, which is... can you imagine that? Can you just imagine a 6 foot high
amazing
lily tree with 20 blooms on it? I just think it's going to be fantastic. And the scent you'll get will be incredible. And we did bring the other week a bundle of skyscraper lilies with different varieties. Yeah, we've got them on the show. They can get them if you want. But this, a lot of you say, we love the Matisse. We love the Matisse. It was our favourite out of the 5. So we are doing it as 5 bulbs, or you can double up and go for 10 for $12.99. So the first year, they'll probably get to about 4 foot. Yeah, we're not suggesting 6 foot in the first year. They need to establish a little bit. I mean, I never got 6 foot, but these will. But it will take year 2 or 3. 2 or 3 to get up to there. But even 4 feet height with 20 blooms. Yeah. you know, that is going to be absolutely incredible. And I just love the look of them. I love the colour of them, and I love the scent of them. And those in a nice border somewhere, you know, back of the border for sure.
Sunny spot, well drained.
Absolutely.
But they are fully, we do class these as fully winter hardy.
Yes, we do, yeah.
If you live in a really cold area, you might want to mulch them in the winter, but most people don't, do they?
Yeah, I think they'll be absolutely fine. But I think, do you know what? It's something I need to get better at. Just mulch everything. It's the safest bet. Then you know you're going to help to look after your plants.
I know.
Sure.
My mum lived in York for many years, and she had skyscrapers in her front garden. And they came out year after year.
Yeah.
She never lost any of them.
Yeah, they're very vigorous. You know, they don't need too much help. They really shouldn't need too much help as far as staking is concerned either. Though if you are putting them slightly more exposed spot, you might need to put a little stake in the ground with them. But they are bred with, you know, really strong stems. So get the right spot. You shouldn't have to do that.
5 for £7.99.
Yeah.
You imagine each one will get to my sort of height, slightly taller than me, and have up to 20 odd flowers on them.
That's it.
So they fill a big space for just a few pounds.
Yeah, I think that's. I mean, it's under the heading of spectacular gardening, isn't it? It really will be spectacular once those come into bloom.
Our head gardener has an expression about plants, and he says some plants are fillers. And some are thrillers, and that is a thriller.
Total thriller.
That's a breathtaking thriller. It's not something that just fills a gap. So amazing. Right, we are going to move on to the lily of the valley, and I remember my nan having masses of these in her garden. I mean, she had a whole border, and I remember being full of lily of the valley at the front.
Yeah.
And they just, over the years, I remember as a child, they
multiply.
They did.
Yeah.
And they're really pretty little things, these,
they
aren't
are gorgeous flowers. Absolutely adore these. They feel, they've got the same kind of feel to them as snowdrops have, don't they? With that sort of downward facing. But they're slightly fuller and rounder, the flowers that you have on here.
And you get more foliage, obviously, as well.
Indeed, yeah. And what I love about these is that they actually want to be in shade as well. You know, so this is a great plant to put into those shady borders. You get masses of these bell-shaped white flowers, and you have these lovely arching stems coming off them as well. They work great as cut flowers too. They naturalise, as you said, over many years, so they get bigger and better. And they're definitely a cottage garden staple, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely.
If you've got a cottage garden or you want that cottage garden feel, you definitely want lily of the valley planted. And
so I do remember they really did naturalise very quickly, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. They will multiply for you. They're called pips, by the way, which is like it's the underground root system, basically, or the spring roots are called pips, and they sit sort of just below the soil surface. So once you get these home, do you know what? I haven't looked at one. Should we get one out and have a look? Wow.
Do you know, I'm surprised to say I've never grown lily of the valley. I don't know why.
It's been in a garden I've had before, but I never planted it.
Never grown it?
No, it was there when I moved in, basically.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. That is what it looks like. Yeah, it's the underground root system. There you go.
And these are flowers sort of, I remember April time,
Yeah, April, May time is when you get these. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I've got it upside down. That's where the sprout's coming from. That's the shoot there. The instructions, by the way, are on the bag for you. So planting depth, 2 to 3 inches. Plant spacing, 12 to 18 inches. They grow to about 25 centimetres tall. They spread by about 30 centimetres, but they do multiply. You can divide them.
I was going to say, I do remember my gran digging up clumps and dividing them.
Yeah, you can totally divide them. They are Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit holders, and they are herbaceous, so they will die down, but they'll come back for you year after year after year, and spread, as we say.
I mean, from what I know, they're very resilient things.
Yeah, they are. They're hardy perennial. They like a moist soil and a shady spot, and that's pretty much it. You don't actually have to do anything else with them.
So 10 pips for £9.99. You can double up and go for 20 at £14.98. Now, I'm really excited about this next peony. First of all, I love the colour, don't you?
It's amazing, isn't it?
Look at this.
It's amazing.
This is actually on my list. I sometimes do a little bit of a order in my head before a show, and this one is definitely on my list. The Bartzella. First time we've had this, isn't it?
Bartzella, I've never ever shown this one previously. It's super interesting, this one, because it's what's called an intersectional peony. So it's a hybrid of traditional peonies and the tougher tree peonies, which basically means you're getting the beauty, the colour mixed with the robustness. So this is next level of peony, basically, because you're getting all of those benefits and none of the downsides, which is great, isn't it? You got a lovely lemon citrus scent from this one as well, and you get those big blousy blooms, lots of them with this too.
And I'm thinking, Bex, with it being a hybrid of your tree peony and your traditional peonies, it probably won't need staking.
Shouldn't need staking. It should be a bit more robust. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so this is what I'm saying. You get the benefits of, all the benefits of those things without some of the downsides. Not that I mind staking things. I certain plants need staking, but I do appreciate that some people find that a bit of a faff.
For me, it's like, if I do it correctly and neatly, I'm okay, but when I do it in rush and it all looks a bit tatty, that's why I like it.
Well, I got some great stakes, and hopefully we'll have them at some point again, but they were green, coloured, and they were great. I got them from YouGarden.
Okay.
And they were green coloured, steel on the inside and green like plastic thing on the outside, and they just blend absolutely perfectly.
And I presume they don't rot or anything.
No, they don't rot because you've got the plastic round it, and so they're so much better than canes, I found.
But these shouldn't really need that.
They shouldn't need it, yeah.
I'm just fascinated. I love my peonies, but the fact that this is a cross between traditional and your tree peony.
Yeah, and it's the colours in there as well. That mixture of colour. Like we've got the peony coral sunset. That's a beautiful colour mix. But this one, that sunshine yellow with that lovely kind of orange centre.
Now again, it arrives as a bare root. All the instructions are there on the front. So again, planting depth is on there, spacing. We always say with the bare roots, you will hopefully get a few flowers in the first year.
Yes.
But it will take year 2 or 3 to really establish.
First year they sleep, second year they creep, third year they leap. That's sort of the general rule when you're talking about these kinds of perennials, They just need a little bit of time to establish. But when we're gardening, we are always planning on the future, aren't we? So it's well worth the wait, basically.
We sometimes get questions about peonies, what are they like in pots? And although you can grow them in pots, you do need a big pot. And I'm not a massive fan of peonies in pots. They do okay, but it needs to be a big pot.
They can grow in pots, yes. So if that's your only option, then I would definitely say give it a go. Our 30 centimetre aged Tuscany, probably be a decent size
30 litre
for
one,
it.
you mean, Bex,
yeah, the 30 litre, sorry.
Yeah, because it's big. Yeah, you're right, because peonies are fairly deep rooted and stuff, so...
Yeah, so this would probably work beautifully for it. I probably wouldn't go any smaller than that.
Actually, the yellow against that would look great, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
And it's a buy one, get one free, by the way.
It
the
is.
Details are there for you.
So 11.9 time, buy one, get one free. That is the Age Look Tuscany planter there in the black.
Yeah, I think it's well worth it. If a pot is your only option, then definitely do it. Just make sure you keep it well watered, make sure you feed it well, and you should still get some really decent displays.
I like that one.
Yeah. I like that one.
Where's the colour? It's just amazing. So if you like that one as much as we do, then give us send us a message. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
And then we've also got Nerines. Now, I grew these last year, actually.
Did you?
Yes.
Well, you tell us all about it. Go on.
Well, do you know what I was surprised about? When they flower.
Right.
Because I'd never grown them before, and in my head I'm thinking the summer flowering.
Yeah.
But they're really late.
No, they're late.
Yeah, it was like... I grew them in a pot, and it was like, I'm going to say end of October.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that late?
Really late.
That's quite...
It was written...
I mean, September, October is about right.
Mine were like really near the end of October.
Really?
But they're amazing when they flowered.
Well, do you know what? That's quite beneficial as well, isn't it? Getting those at the end of October.
I mean, maybe I planted them slightly late, but honestly, I was like... Those Nerines haven't flowered yet. Not great.
And then all of a sudden,
them again, and they're like, just as everything was looking really miserable in the garden,
they popped up.
It's like, and they were really quite spectacular.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think this is a great plant to actually, flower to have in your garden because they are later flowering. Once August is done, these are then going to burst into bloom for you. Hopefully September and into October time.
Can I just say, Bex, this mixture?
Yeah.
is a lot more spectacular than mine. Mine were all just one shade of pink. Mine were kind of like the medium tone pink.
Right, okay.
But you've got lots of different tones in this, haven't you?
Yeah, you absolutely have. And this actually is a lovely, exciting range of colours that is exclusive to YouGarden. You get some lovely bi-colours in there, those individual colours on there as well. And actually, these are best planted in a poor soil. You get more flowers if you get a poor soil, basically. I know, right? Weird.
Well, mine were in a pot, so mine were in our premium compost.
Were they?
So I really treated them.
You did treat them, absolutely.
So I could have just shoved them in the Proisol Evan.
Yeah, they'll be fine, actually.
We've seen the foliage there. The foliage is actually quite nice on these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I like how the flowers rise up. I love that when you get the lovely sort of thick foliage at the bottom and then you get this beautiful towering spike of flower that comes out. It can reach about 2 feet in height, this as well, but you definitely want a full sun position. You want a sheltered spot as well, because obviously you don't want the wind blowing those all around everywhere. I would suggest, you know, against a south-facing wall if you can do that. Planting them out anywhere from now, really, sort of anywhere from sort of February through to May time, that just below the soil surface.
Yeah, I was going to say, you don't want to deep plant these.
The neck of the bulb needs to be sticking out of the soil surface. If you plant them too deep, then they won't flower.
No,
so it's a bit like a peony. If you plant it too deep, it won't flower. So yeah, you need to make sure that that's up at the top.
Yeah. Like I say, almost like an amaryllis.
Yeah, so a bit like an amaryllis.
That bit needs to be above the soil.
So yes, I would be planting to here.
But they really, honestly, I was amazed how beautiful they were.
Pretty, aren't they?
Yeah. So that bit above the soil.
Yeah, so where my finger is here.
But they are late flowering in the season. So you said September, October.
Yeah, September, October is a usual flowering time for them. So again, this is about...
the last week in October, they're like, boom.
It's about planning that garden, isn't it? And making sure that you've got something interesting happening, you know, throughout all of the months and all of the seasons. And this is a great one to add that colour when a lot of other things are going to be fading. Yeah. You should get flowers first year, but again, this is another one that just needs a bit of time to establish. So first year, sunflowers, second year and onwards, loads of flowers.
Well, if you have just joined us, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to YouGarden TV.
Welcome to our potting shed.
Yes, with myself, Shaun, Ryan, the wonderful Bex Edwards, Stu, who is in our control room.
It's a shed.
Come on. Shed. I think just call it a shed. It's full of high-tech technology.
It's full of tech.
Yeah,
but it's a shed just over there.
Yeah.
If Darth Vader had a shed, it'd look like this, is what you're saying.
It would. Right, we're going to quickly just move back to our hibiscus. So these are $9.98, 2 for $14.98. Now, Graham.
Yes.
Graham with the Amazing Garden, Graham.
Graham with the Amazing Garden. He sent us loads of pictures. He said he grew this last year.
Has he sent any pictures?
Wow, look at the colour of that.
Wow.
I think incredible.
That's a tricolour one that we do.
That's beautiful.
We do a tricolour one here at YouGarden where you get 3 different varieties on one. My mum's got it. It's got white, blue and pink on it.
I can't remember the name of mine, but that looks like the one that I got. Oh, look at that. That's definitely a chiffon, isn't it?
Oh, what was the blue one called that we did?
Yeah, was it I want to say it began with a H.
I want to say Marina or something like that.
Marina.
Was it?
I think you might be right.
Yeah, we did do one called Marina.
I think the Marina's the one I got.
But you know what? Whichever ones you go for, they are spectacular.
That is gorgeous.
They really are. Thank you, Graham.
Thank you, Graham. Where are we here?
More
Thank you, Graham.
envy from us here.
A little bit of garden envy.
But these are great value. You are going to get, if you double it, you get 2 for £14.98. 511-067.
Yeah, if you want to email and send us any pictures, we're happy, more than happy to see your gardens. Please do send them to...
So we can steal ideas.
It's all about sharing.
It is.
We're not stealing, we're sharing.
No, we're sharing.
You can email us in our potting sheds. The email address you need is ygtv@yougarden.com. Stuart is in his control shed and he will let us know what you're saying and share any of your pictures. Oh, from who? Elena?
Oh, Elaine.
Elaine has just sent a picture in. What did she get that I wanted to see? Was it the sarcococca? Oh, Elaine, look.
That's done really well.
That is doing beautifully.
That's first year, isn't it?
So I posted on my Facebook and Instagram the other day, because my sarcococca, all of a sudden, the flowers have come out, the scent that is filling my garden from one tiny sarcococca is absolutely incredible. And obviously Elaine is experiencing the same thing. It's gorgeous. Yeah. Gorgeous.
So if you want to send in any pictures, messages, you can do that on ygtv@yougarden.com.
Yeah, details are right down there for you. So just send us anything you want to send us. Life advice, I don't know.
Yeah, we'd just love to hear from you. It's a very interactive show. However,
3 stunners here.
We've got 3 really quite unusual plants for you right now. Should we start in the middle,
Yes,
Bex?
please.
Now, I've got a very poor sense of smell, but this one is absolutely incredible.
I mean, you don't actually even need to get so close to it. The scent that is filling this potting shed, and it's a big potting shed, just from this plant with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 flowers on is incredible.
Do you know what? I've only seen this on the show once before. It's known as the paper bush. That's its popular name. It's one we really see, and actually, it's not one that you see often in the UK. This one.
No, you don't see it everywhere. And actually, I brought it a few times within YouGarden shows, but never when it's been in flower. So I'm so excited to bring it now. We've often talked about it, and obviously we show you this amazing picture of what happens when on the bare branches you get these gorgeous flowers.
So similar to a magnolia, you get all the flowers before the leaves actually come into life.
They're super interesting.
And you've only got. I mean, this one's only got, say, about 8, I think Beck said, flowers. But when these grow to full size, they are absolutely magnificent.
They are beautiful. So obviously, as this establishes and grows, this is going to get absolutely covered in these gorgeous blooms.
Wow.
It's going to be just
that is amazing,
magnificent.
Isn't it?
And if from just these 8 flowers that we've got here on this one right now is creating the riot for my nose, can you imagine how that is going to smell in your garden? That's going to be incredible.
And I love just looking at that image there, the way that these grow in the natural shapes.
Yes, yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? It's kind of a lovely shape to it.
So why have I never had one of these?
I don't know why you've never had one. So it is winter hardy to about -5, and this is why probably you don't see it too often, because chances are in the majority of areas of the country it's going to need just a little bit of extra protection.
So I'm thinking a nice sunny spot then?
I would suggest, definitely a nice sunny spot. If you want to grow it in a pot, you absolutely can. Keep it in up against the house maybe, just to provide it that little bit of extra protection, or mulch it. This is fantastic. I think in our area of the country, for example, probably anywhere from Birmingham southwards, the chances of hitting -5 temperatures on a regular basis is pretty slim,
and like most slightly tender plants, the bigger this gets, the more established
the more hardy it becomes.
Yeah. But I'm thinking a nice sunny sheltered spot. I've got a stone wall. I'm thinking it could go in front of the stone wall. That gets a lot of sun on a morning, all day long actually. But I think it's breathtaking.
I think it's absolutely gorgeous. It's early flowering as well, which is really, beneficial, because it helps to invite beneficial pollinators and early pollinators into our garden.
So I'm thinking, Bex, we've got a mimosa coming up. This would look great next to the mimosa, wouldn't
totally.
It? Yeah.
Totally, because you've got the deciduous, but you've got them growing on the bare branches. But then we get the mimosa, which is evergreen, and then has those gorgeous fragrant flowers on there as well. I think I love it.
Amazing.
Absolutely love it. It's called the paper bush. It's widely grown in Japan to make paper, actually. There's no routine pruning that needs doing with this, so it really is low maintenance. You're only ever going to cut away any dead, damaged, crossing branches, things like that. Slow growing, easy to manage, and when a lot of things in our garden are still dormant, this one is at its most beautiful.
And it's not invasive. It's not going to go too big.
No, it's nice and slow growing, so it doesn't take over. It doesn't grow massively. We are only talking maybe 1.5 meters in height.
Oh, I definitely need one of these.
Beautiful.
Isn't it?
Yeah. That smell is just... I wish you could smell it.
So I've got a rubbish sense of smell, but I can smell that's divine.
It's sweet. It's heady. It's really nice.
It is a bit viburnum-like.
It is a bit viburnum-like.
I think even sweeter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing.
I'm in heaven. Olwyn, I know you're planting sensory, smelly garden, aren't you? Might want to consider that one.
Yes. That's a great one.
I know, because Olwyn, I remember you messaging about the sarcococca, and that's why you were getting it, because you were planting a sensory, smelly...
That was for Olwyn's husband, isn't it?
Yeah. That's...
That Olwyn, if you're watching her.
It's lovely.
Gorgeous. Right.
Sorry, we're a bit in awe of that one.
I'd really like that.
It's so nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
That should be used in perfume. We often talk... I wonder if it is.
Do you know, when I have my lunch, I'm going to sit and eat next to this.
Ah.
Gorgeous. Right, better move on.
Heavenly. Go on, you can do your pussy willow, because you like this one, don't you?
Do you know what? I really do, but in the last couple of weeks, it's just coming to its own.
It's burst, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Burst out.
So this is the Salix Pink Pussy Willow. A few weeks ago, it was just in bud.
Tiny little buds that were on there.
But now, look at this. And the fact that you get all the little catkins before the leaves, it just is so cute and gorgeous.
And it's that pink colour, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look at the pink. But then you've got the frosting around it, because the lovely little furry bits are kind of more white around the edges. It's so fascinating. I think it's really pretty. It definitely sort of lights up underneath our lights in here, but obviously underneath any sunlight that you get outside will be incredible.
It's amazing.
Once it gets bigger, you can obviously cut stems from this as well, so it can become part of your cut flower displays indoors.
And they do actually, if you cut the stems off, they do actually last several weeks.
They last a long time, don't they? Yeah.
They really do.
They're winter hardy, they're wildlife friendly. The catkins, actually, they start to turn a slightly yellow colour, and that's when they're starting to get more pollen laden. Again, we're inviting those early pollinators into our garden by doing that. And it's a real sort of visual treat, isn't it?
And now is the time that they start to say, look their best, don't they?
They totally do. And this variety is actually grown for the cut flower market, so that tells you how good this is, and long lasting, as you say, once we cut those stems off there.
And yours should arrive in bud right now. $14.99 with a £10 saving. We get lots of lovely messages, by the way.
We are getting loads of lovely messages. Thanks for messaging in. We really do appreciate it. Yeah, I definitely recommend the Pussy Willow. I don't have one. I would like to find a space for one, because when a lot of things are still bare, those deciduous trees, they aren't showing any signs of life just yet, but this one absolutely is. In fact, it's not something, but maybe next to my pink pampas.
Oh.
Or near
I don't know.
Yeah, the pink pampas gets a bit bigger, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's the problem. I mean, this will get to 2 metres. It'll grow and it'll establish and it'll get to 2 metres. Maybe it's too much pink altogether. I don't know. You do what you want to do.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to imagine it.
Yeah, but we're just imagining.
Yes.
Just got a bit quiet to try.
Well, I was. Planting gardens is quite hard.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I started with pretty much a blank canvas with mine, and it's a bit of trial and error.
I've just thrown everything in at the moment. There's no real planning. I've just gone, where's the space? Put that in it.
The thing is, most things don't mind being moved.
Yes.
So it's never the end of the world if you plant something and you think, a few years later, it's too big there,
That was
whatever.
always my mum's theory. She was like, well, it's got 2 choices. It'll either live or it won't.
Yeah.
And I quite like that mentality when it comes. Anyway.
One of my mum's best friends. Sadly, she's no longer with us. But that was her. She was a great gardener, but she was like, it'll either, yes.
It doesn't have to be complicated, does it? It'll live or it won't.
But I do think just the general rule is any plants that we're bringing on the show. Obviously, you get great instructions, but our website has got full instructions.
Absolutely, yes.
Lots of hints and tips as well. So it will tell you whether it likes shade, whether it likes sun, what sort of soil type. how to look after it when it needs pruning. So all the information is on our website with every plant. And Bex and I also are putting lots of online videos and reels on there as well to give you lots of extra information. And our head gardener, of course, as well.
Of course, yeah.
Peter McDermott. But if you like the pink pussy willow, $14.99, 51365 with a £10 saving. I know we've got lots of new viewers. Don't forget, whatever order you're placing today, do use our special code for today's show, which is YGTV0624, and that unlocks all of the promotions. And with every separate order today, so say you placed an order an hour ago, and now you thought, oh, I want to buy...
I want the paper bush.
Yes, or the mimosa coming out. If you place a separate order, you will still get another free gift, which is a blooming fast today, worth $4.99. It will make 100 litres of our premium fertiliser. But we're going to move on now to the spectacular flying mimosa tree. Postage is included on this one, and it is only $24.99. Now, I think out of all the amazing plants that we've had on YouGarden, the mimosa tree just stands out so much. The foliage is amazing. It almost looks like prehistoric, doesn't it? Quite fern-like. And this is evergreen, so it really does look great all year round with that incredible foliage. But in late winter, early spring, these buds are going to burst into yellow pom-poms, hundreds of them, and they are spectacular.
They are spectacular.
And these are really close to coming out now, aren't they?
Yeah, you can see some of them are really starting to turn yellow, and these are going to be pom-poms, and they're going to be loads of them. They're going to absolutely cover these evergreen, beautiful fern-like filigree foliage on here. But yeah, they will get completely covered in this just magnificent sunshine yellow display of pom-pom flowers on there. They have a beautiful scent to them as well. It's relatively fast growing as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like it can grow 2-3 feet in a year.
Yeah, in the right spot, these can really grow quickly, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. They do need a little bit of protection. We're saying winter hardy down to about sort of -3, maybe -5. Obviously, as we said with the grandiflora, you know, once it matures and it establishes, their hardiness tends to go up a little bit. So it's something you might want to give a little bit of protection to when you get it home, because we're still going to have a few of those frosty nights. You could keep it in a conservatory if you want to. It would be a brilliant conservatory plant.
So it is a Mediterranean plant. You've probably seen it in France, Spain, New Zealand as well, as far as that. But in the UK, they can do very well, but they just need a south-facing, ideally, sunny spot, well-drained soil. That is really important. Having said that, one of our regulars, Adam, has got clay soil.
Yes. And he says his is about to burst open, so that's really exciting. Yeah. We want your pictures, Adam,
We're normally saying, just being honest, well-drained soil, sunny spot. That's a real...
There's always the exception to the rule, isn't there? There's always something weird that happens.
I know, sometimes you plant something and it's like, why is that doing so well there?
I love it. I think it's a great one. You could keep it in a pot if you want to. Yeah,
definitely.
It would grow quite happily in a pot. Obviously, you'll restrict the size of it.
What pot would you go for this one, Bex?
Do you know what? You could do April.
Yeah.
You could do April.
I think we've got loads of great pots on the website. Yeah, I like that.
That would look nice in there, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and you get 2 of those, by the way. They're still on offer at £24.98. So you're actually saving £10, and you've got postage included.
Yeah. Yeah, April is really, really nice. You could go bigger if you wanted to. I mean, you could go for the Tuscanies that we've talked to you about as well. You know, the buy one, get one free, the £11.99. And the yellow against the black will look absolutely gorgeous. But either of those will work beautifully. I'd maybe go a little bit larger, but it will work happily in that one as well.
Yeah. Yeah, most things will do really well in pots. It's just...
You just got to water them and feed them. That's it. You've got to pay a little bit more attention to them if you put them in a pot.
And getting the right size for whatever you're planting.
Yeah. But the mimosa does have the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit, by the way. So even though it requires a little bit of extra protection, it has been given that quite, important stamp of approval from the Royal Horticultural Society. My neighbours have got a massive mimosa tree. I mean, it must be 10 metres high. Yeah. It's been there decades. Yeah. But honestly, at this time of year, it's just unbelievable, actually. Yeah, imagine. So I know a lot of you have been ordering mimosas in the past few weeks from us here at YouGarden. It's been quite popular, isn't it? Yeah. 510
235, and this is the mimosa tree, of course. Just £24 and
yeah, £15 saving. That's excellent.
But if you have just joined us or found us, good morning.
Good morning. We're here every single week. Currently, we're doing 10 till 1 on a Wednesday and Thursday, and we're here 10 till 2 on a Sunday. I imagine our timings might change slightly as we move through the seasons, but we will keep you updated on that.
But we actually broadcast from an incredible 11-acre nursery here in Lincolnshire, a little place called Gedney. And our head gardener, we're just the deputies.
Deputy head gardener.
Which we're quite happy with that title.
Yeah, I'm all right with that.
But our head gardener is a wonderful man called Peter McDermott. And we've just got a little clip of him right now on a show that he did with me a little while ago. And Peter just explains here why this is his compost of choice, the one that he uses here as head gardener at YouGarden.
We describe this as premium professional compost. And the reason for that is it is the compost that is known, this formula we have perfected over decades. So I've been using it for decades. We have perfected it over decades. You've got a blend of the best peats plus wood fibre that you can imagine. Now, by volume, approximately 50% of this compost is wood fibre, and the balance is made up of a blend of peats, and there are 3 different peats. So you've got things like sphagnum moss peat, which is renewable. You've got sedge peat, and then you've got darker sphagnum as well in there. So you've got 3 different peats. You've also got, you can see actually just there, there's slow-release fertiliser. These little green, what look like little eggs, you'll see those dotted among the compost when you're planting it. That's slow-release fertiliser. One of the most expensive ingredients in any compost is fertiliser. You can see that there's another one just down below. That is amazing because that will deploy nutrients to the roots of whatever you grow in this compost just when they need it over the next 6 months. You then got what's called a buffer. Now, peat in particular is naturally acidic. And plants like to be just on the acidic side of neutral as a generality. There are exceptions, so things like rhododendrons and azaleas, they love to be properly acidic in terms of the ericaceous soil or compost they're growing in. But most things like it just on the slightly acidic edge of neutral. So that's what this is designed to give you. So it's got a pH buffer to keep it in exactly that zone. The wood fibre keeps the sort of perfect air-water porosity ratio, which is what we talk about in the trade, all these complicated terms. But it's what plants need is they need a jungle gym to grow in. So they need a jungle gym for their roots, which is called growing medium. They need some water, and they need some air, and they need nutrients. And when you've got the perfect compost, it blends the air and the water and the constituents of the compost. It all blends together to give the perfect environment. That's what this particular compost does, which is why it's trusted by us. We will be growing approximately 150,000 potted roses on this nursery this year. That's roughly what we grow most years. We'll be growing, I don't know how many hanging baskets, but our pre-planted hanging baskets that will be available later, you will have bought them in the autumn and last spring as well. They grow in this compost. We will grow countless perennials, whether they be in the 9 centimetre square pots or the 3 litre pots or the 5 litre pots, plus fruit trees. And this is the compost we use for all of those things. So we trust it, the trade trusts it, and actually based upon well, literally hundreds and hundreds of thousands of bags of this particular compost that you've bought over the years, you definitely trust it as well. And, you know, and actually, peat is a thing. We need to think about peat. Not me. I happen to also be peat, but it's the peat that's in here that we're talking about. We can still use peat in our gardens right now, and actually the alternatives, generally speaking, are a bit iffy. So if you want to get the best results, in my view, use this particular compost for as long as you can. It's got 50% other material in it, which is the lowest level we could get to and still have a professional quality product for you and for ourselves. So we've been as eco-friendly as we can, and we jumped onto that particular that approach years and years and years ago. So this is the same formulation that we've had for at least the last 6 or 7 years, with 50% other material to bulk out the peat, and it still works better. So I would say this is, in my opinion, it's the only compost I use at home. It's the compost we use on the nursery. I can't recommend it highly enough.
That's our wonderful head gardener there, Peter McDermott. He cannot recommend that compost highly enough. And don't forget, if you are a club member, I know we're getting lots of new club members today, you'll get 10% off your compost order every single time as well. Right, just quickly, if you have just joined us, we have got a free gift today.
Yeah, really good free gift as well.
It is, because when we get to March, April time, that's when we start to feed.
Absolutely.
I normally start to feed about once a week in March and April, and twice a week in summer.
Yep.
This is our premium fertiliser. It's called Blooming Fast. The clue's in the name. That one bag is worth £5, $4.99. That will make 100 litres of plant food, and it's really high in your nitrogen, your phosphorus, your potassium. You've got all your trace elements in there. It is really good, that.
It's really good. Highly recommended by us, by our head gardener, and it really does make a difference to how many flowers you get, how long they flower for, how long they last for, and also fruiting and you know, crops of fruit as well. It really makes a difference.
I've got a friend in my village, and she's a really good gardener, but she buys the ready-made stuff. I'm like, why? Why?
I get it's maybe a little bit easier.
It's not, well...
I mean, but all you have to do is take a teaspoon of this, put it into your watering can and fill your watering can with water. That's how easy it is.
I'll be honest, what I do decant this into a plastic container with a lid. Do you do the same?
Yes.
Only because if you leave it open as a packet, it might get a bit damp, or you might knock it over. But it takes you seconds to make up a watering can of this.
Yeah. And if you've got a water butt, you can pour that into the water butt.
Great idea.
And then obviously just fill up from the water butts, which is really easy.
Right, so to get that free with every order, you just need to use the offer code YGTV 0624. And that offer code unlocks all the promotions. So if you're putting together a basket, you're thinking, hang on, where's my freebie?
Make sure you put your code in.
Where's my buy one, get one free? Where you need to put the code in, then it unlocks all of the promotions. Let's give you a little example of that right now. So, by the way, one other thing, just before we give you an example, if you spend over £40, what happens, Bex?
You get free postage, again by entering the code. But yes, if you get your order over £40, we will take off any postage costs. So your order will be delivered absolutely free of any, I was about to say free of charge, but free of any postage costs.
That's the same thing, delivered free of charge.
Delivered free of charge, yes. I'll go with that.
Yeah.
If you can't get to your £40, you know, maybe you're still on a budget, and that's absolutely fine. We do still have an offer for you as well, whereas you will only pay one postage cost. So if you've got 5 items in your basket, all of which have a postage on them, you will only pay one postage cost, whichever the highest one is.
Yeah. So loads of ways of saving money. One final thing, if you're a club member, 10% off all your plants and compost. So what we've done right now, we've
oh, look, that
popped
mimosa.
in the Tuscany planter, the mimosa, and the pussy willow, the salix. So at the moment, we're not getting any great savings, and
It's not enough, is it?
No.
We want bigger savings than that.
So what do we do, Bex?
We enter the code YGTV 0624. We apply the code, and this is where the magic happens. There's the free gift first of all. We're not paying any postage. We've got a free pot that's been entered. That has dropped by £10, and the pussy willow has dropped by £3. Look at the savings now.
Do you know what? That's a really big order for
That's
that
a
price.
big order, and we can even save a little bit more money there. Look, where it says save a further £5.20, become a YouGarden member. So it's going to cost you £5, admittedly, to become a YouGarden member. But if you're saving more than £5, you're instantly saving, basically, by joining the club. And then for the next 12 months, you are saving every single time you place an order.
And also, you will get, if you become a club member today, £20 worth of vouchers
of course.
well.
Yeah,
to spend on your garden over the next 12 months.
Yeah, it's well worth doing, honestly. If you shop, if you're buying plant-based items more than 2 or 3 times in a year, that club membership really is going to start to pay for itself very quickly.
Now, still to come, if you missed the beginning of the show, we have got summer bedding coming out on pre-order.
It's all over there. We're going there next.
We've got begonias, we've got busy lizzies, we've got giant fuchsias.
Yeah, we've got our Sophinia petunias.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's so much going on there.
Yeah.
I just put them in a different order. Sorry.
So they're all on pre-order. They are coming up in a few moments'
and
time.
they've been the busiest of all of the items so far in the show, which we thought might be the case.
Now, who's just joined us? Did I hear?
I heard Angela.
Morning.
Morning, Linda.
Actually, no.
Oh, good afternoon.
Yeah, it's 12 o'clock. Good afternoon.
And Angela apparently wants the hibiscus. I think it's a good choice, Angela. Very good choice.
Right, this is the table of the favourites, though.
Yeah.
And look, the best value begonias have got to be these. You get 10 tubers, $6.99, working out less than 70 pence each. And these are just going to trail and flower all summer long.
All summer, with very little effort from you. You will start them off at home, keep them frost-free. But then from about May, June, all the way through to October time, these are just going to give you non-stop flowers. And we're talking big ones as well. We're talking up to 6-inch diameter on these flowers. And they are brilliant because they trail. So these are fantastic for your hanging baskets. They're brilliant for your pots, for your window boxes. Even you can plant trailing items into the ground. They just create beautiful kind of ground cover. But definitely one for hanging baskets. This is what I will be doing with mine this year. And they're Belgian begonias. Come to us from the world-renowned breeding specialist in begonias, Arnold van Petegem. Bred for strength, for vigour, for size, for flowering season, and being able to tolerate all of those British weathers.
Now, in general, we say if you're buying bare roots from us, you do want to plant them straight away. If you're buying things like tubers, you could leave these in the packet for a little while. It wouldn't do any harm. However, if you want to get a head start, plant them now. Just make sure they're kept frost-free. So you want to plant them in a greenhouse or a potting shed, inside, on the windowsill. That's what the tubers look like. All you need to do is plant those. I always do like just an inch of compost, little sprinkler over the top, about a centimetre. Give them a little water and they will start to sprout in the next few weeks. And then you can plant them out once it's frost-free. And remember, you can save the tubers at the end of the year. So if you're thinking, OK, don't want to throw those away, as soon as the first frost come, dig them up, store them in a cool, dry place. They'll be bigger and better year after year.
Yeah, it's a great way to do it, actually. Although at $6.99, you could grow them as annuals quite happily. But if you want to dig them up and store them frost-free, you absolutely can do that too.
630, 193, 699. And you're going to get your free blooming fast worth $4.99. Right, now, I've never grown this one.
No, me neither. I'm going to this year.
Yeah. You've done a bit of research on this one, haven't you?
I have to, yeah, and I was absolutely amazed with it. As soon as I saw the pictures of this, I thought, this is one I want in my garden. It is incredible, isn't it? It looks really exotic. It looks absolutely beautiful. It is a climber, so you're going to need to provide some support for this. It does need protection from frost, so I'm going to recommend, we have a thing called a tower pot on the website. Have a little search for it. It's a self-contained unit, basically, and it's perfect for climbing plants.
Now, we'll just give you the details for this if you can, because you get 3.
You do, yeah. 3 of these included in there. Now, what I love about it is the shape of these flowers, of the petals. You get these, they're kind of like brush strokes of red with that background of the yellow. You can see why it's been called the flame lily, can't you? Those lovely flame colours.
I mean, come on.
Absolutely incredible. And as they open, you get these reflexed petals. So they open up and they start to sort of point downwards, which then exposes the centre where you've got these sort of green stamen, and then you've got these sort of orange-green anthers included in there as well. It is beautiful. It's got a light, sweet scent that's often used in perfumes too, and it's quite a fast climber, so you'll get some decent displays from it very quickly as well. As I said, it does need protection from frost, so it's not one you're going to plant out right now. You're going to start it off indoors, but it does have the Royal Horticultural Society award.
Honestly, for once I'm silent. I'm looking at that thinking, how amazing.
It's beautiful.
How unusual.
It's my weird and wonderful section.
Yes.
I love a weird and wonderful section every week, and this is my weird and wonderful section.
And quite a few of you have bought that today.
Yeah, it's really popular.
Yeah.
Now, it'll grow to anywhere between sort of 1 metre and 1.5 metres tall, so that's how much it's going to climb. Spread-wise, it says like 30, 40 centimetres. So what I'm going to do is get the tower pot, and I'm just going to put all 3 in the tower pot together. I think it'll fill that space beautifully.
That'd be great,
I think it'll be gorgeous.
If you do want the tower pot that Bex has been talking about, $24.99. But I think we've got a special deal on this. If you use the code, YGTV0624.
Oh, wow.
That's good.
No, that's
pot,
excellent. So I can't remember the size. It's like 30 centimetres, I think, the pot. Maybe a bit bigger than that. No, it's bigger than that, isn't it?
There they go.
15-inch planter.
It says 37 centimetres.
There you go, 20 litres. So it comes to you in 4 separate sections. So you've got the bit at the bottom, and then you've got the trellis bit in 3 sections at the top that just clicks together. It's really, really simple, made of plastic, you know, UV stabilised, frost resistant.
And great reviews.
Absolutely brilliant. I've got a wisteria in one, I've got a jasmine in another. In fact, I need to get 2 because I'm going to grow my sweet peas in that, and I'm going to put a flame lily in it as well. So I'm going to be buying 2 of those soon.
And you said we've even got petunias growing on that one as well.
It's such a good pot, honestly. I love it.
So if you do want to order that, it's 130461.
Make sure you use that code. Put that code in to get that extra saving.
Our website is very intuitive, though. So if you ever forget a name of something, you remember a part name, it's really good at...
Yeah, it'll find you.
Yeah, so
find what you want.
Type in tower, that'll probably be enough for it to find that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, highly recommend. Definitely going to be doing that myself this year.
I'm excited about the flame lily.
Yeah.
Right, we've also got more begonias for you. These are the apricot fiery shades. 10 tubers, again, just like the trailing ones. 10 for £9.99. You can double up and go for 20 for £14.98. Lovely bright colours here, lovely oranges.
Lovely mix of the apricot shades, but you've just got the extra zing with this one because you've got those lovely kind of margins, the edges that have got that nice sort of fiery red colour to them. One of the most popular, honestly, begonias, all the begonias we bring you, they are in the top 10, let's say, of all the summer flowering plants. Number 1 for flower displays because they just keep going. They keep going with no maintenance from you. I'm not even going to say we recommend you deadhead, to be honest with you, because the flowers just seem to drop off on their own.
When they
you
go
don't
over,
really need to. They're tolerant of all the summer weathers. They don't mind a bit of shade either. So, you know, fantastic, actually. It's not like you have to find the sunniest spot for them. And it just gives you guaranteed displays for so many months. Begonias were the best thing I planted in my garden last year. Honestly, without shadow of a doubt, the best for those flowering displays.
I agree. And I know I've mentioned this before, but I look after our pub garden in the village, and I don't have. I mean, if I could just garden every day, all day, I would.
We'd be happy, wouldn't we?
But you can't, can you? Most of us can't. So I need to make the pub garden beautiful but simple, and begonias are the best. And the great thing is, if I'm not there, the staff they find it really hard to...
Yeah, of course, they can look after them easily because they don't have to do anything.
They find it hard with certain plants.
Yes.
But I mean, I did Cosmos one year, but the trouble with Cosmos is you've got to deadhead all the time, every day. In fact, their managers are like, "Why have you planted these?" Because every damn year. But those, they look after themselves.
They do look after themselves. Bit of water, bit of feed, not a problem.
And you got your feed free with every order today. We are busy today, so thank you so much. Right, from the begonias, we are going to move on. Yes.
Welcome to
it's
my
all about
world.
Rebecca's world.
It's all about my world with this one.
A world of chaos.
That's so true.
She has got 2 young boys.
That's so true.
That's probably... There must be...
I don't know what's happening from one day to the next.
And a husband and a dog.
Total chaos. Total chaos.
Normal family.
Yeah.
But jokes apart, this is called Rebecca's World. It's just a beautiful dahlia, isn't it?
I love it.
I mean, if this had been named after you, you'd be really happy, wouldn't you?
I'd be so happy. I'd be shouting about it. I am shouting about it. I'm definitely going to be growing it this year. I love the mixture of the colours that you're getting here. Look at those lovely dark coloured, you know, magenta coloured centres that kind of just fade out to that lovely creamy petals. Loads of petals on there as well. We know how wonderful dahlias are, don't we, for their flowering season. Sort of late in the season, so about August, you'll probably get your dahlias coming. August, September, and into October. I even saw some hanging around in November last year because it was such a mild season. Cut flower displays is absolutely brilliant because you get so many flowers on your dahlia. You can change over your cut flower indoor display on a probably weekly basis. It's just incredible.
Dahlias, they did go slightly out of fashion a bit. They are bang on trend right now. A lot of the top garden designers using dahlias.
Yeah.
If you go to some of the big gardens this year in mid to late summer, you are going to see some amazing dahlias. And Bex and I we're looking, there's about 57,000 different types. I mean, they're just incredible.
Yeah.
The arrivals tubers, just keep them again frost-free. I mean, some people leave dahlias in the ground year after year.
Yeah, you've got to base it on where you live and what your weather conditions are. They want protection from frost, so make that decision based on where you are.
I would say I was an ugly baby.
They are so weird, aren't they?
I'm not exactly.
They're so weird.
Not exactly handsome now, but these go for something really quite odd looking, something beautiful.
This is where the stem is. This is where it's going to grow from. So that's what you want pointing up. Just have a little look at them, and you'll work it out once you plant them out. But yeah, get them started. Get the longest flowering display you can by getting them started frost-free right now.
And they can grow close to 1 metre in terms of height. I actually think, you know, the April pots?
Yes.
April pots. I'm trying to find the word there. They've actually got a Dahlia design on them. Can you see? The design team on these have been inspired by Dahlias. So I actually think Rebecca's World in those would look amazing, don't you think?
Yeah, I agree with you.
You know, that could look so good, don't you think?
Yeah, that looks pretty, doesn't it?
So if you do want some pots for your dahlias, they'll do very well in that size pots. Add them to your order today. But that's Rebecca's World, 630 146.
And finally,
a world of beauty. A world of beauty.
These are the hellebores now. So this is the Christmas rose variety. They are looking absolutely fantastic. Look how strong and upright these flowers are. They really are standing tall and proud. And there's so many of them, aren't there?
There are.
Look at how many of those flowers are on there. That is what is incredible about this particular variety, because it has been bred for flower power. So more flowers, longer flowering season, and you will get an abundance of these beautiful, you know, bowl-shaped, gorgeous, bright white flowers that then age, and you get blush tones, you get green tones, you get so many going on with these.
Looking at the price as well, because these are big and established in 12 cent each pots. You're going to get all three for just £14.90.
It's a half-price deal we're talking about here, aren't we?
It is.
And the thing is, they're going to come back for you year after year. They don't mind a little shady spot. In fact, they prefer it. Yeah, they absolutely do. The foliage does die down a little bit over the warmer months, but then it reliably comes back for you. Yeah. And what you get is these lovely flower displays throughout the winter months. So sort of December time, they burst into flower, don't they? But they keep going. As you can see, we're in February, and they should keep going for you into March as well.
I've got mine underneath one of my big trees in my garden, and they just look spectacular right now. Cannot recommend that particular variety highly enough. It's repeat flowering. The flowers are more upright as well. And as they go over, you get these lovely, we call it like a shabby sheet look. You start to get little bits of pinks and greens in there as well.
Gorgeous blush tones and green. You can see it on that one there. There, that one. Look, you can see those green tones coming on the petals, and there's a bit of pink around the edges of the bottom of that one. There's so much going on with them. They're really interesting.
560.05 there for the Helleborus, the Christmas rose, or known as Christmas Carol.
Yeah, I love those. I think if you missed out on those, we were talking about them a lot in December. If you missed out on those and you wish you'd got them, now is the time, because I'm not convinced we're going to be bringing them for too much longer.
Just quickly, we've been asked to give the details of the mimosa again. £24.99, postage is included. So £10 it has been taken off by using the code. If you put it in your basket without the code, it does come as £34.99. Yeah. But using the code, your YouGarden TV price is £24.99. Sunny spot, well-drained soil, hardy to -5, and fast-growing.
Yeah, really fast-growing and super fragrant as well. The foliage gets absolutely covered in those yellow pom-pom flowers. It's a really good one for inviting beneficial pollinators into your garden too. It's definitely a head-turner, that one. That one's a thriller, not a filler.
Yes.
Definite thriller, that one.
Right, very, very excited today to bring you pre-orders on summer bedding. So
summer's on its way.
So basically, we know YouGarden have been with us now for nearly 2 decades, and they've got a really, really huge loyal following when it comes to their bedding plans. But the thing is, we've learned over the years. I mean, Bex and I know from presenting YouGarden shows on a previous channel, a lot of the favourites sell out at times, and they may come back in stock in the summer, but sometimes there's a gap. So 4 weeks without any busy lizzies, for example. So we've got loads of favourites. You can pre-order, get yours reserved right now.
Absolutely.
We'll dispatch them, we say in the first week in March. Gives a little bit of flexibility over that, because obviously it depends on the springtime and things like that. But we are going to say probably the first week in March. However, these are the benefits of pre-ordering. So order now, reserve your items, making sure that you don't miss out on this season's most popular plants at the best price. Your order will be sent as soon as it's available and in good condition for planting. You don't need to do anything else. But what about the free gift? How does that work,
Yeah,
Bex?
so this is important to note. If you are just placing an order for pre-order items, then your free gift will be sent out with your pre-order items. If you're doing a mixed order where you've got some pre-order items and some that we have here at the nursery right now, we will send your free gift out to you with the items we've got at the nursery now. So just to try and stop any sort of, where's my free gift?
Yes.
That is why, okay? So whatever comes to you first, your free gift will be with that one. But if, as I say, if it's just your pre-order items, your free gift will come with the pre-order items.
But we have got some amazing deals. I mean, personally, I think this is the best deal.
I think, well, yeah, I mean, it's
And
the
the
best
busy
deal,
lizzies,
but what we've got actually
they're all good,
are the
actually.
favourites when it comes to your summer bedding. Busy lizzies are always incredibly popular. The fruit
you're
salad,
right.
for example,
I mean,
that's a really good collection, isn't
I
it?
could be tempted to buy everything.
I mean, these are the popular ones.
Yeah, I wouldn't need that much
Or some of
persuasion.
them.
But should we start this side?
Yeah, let's do it. Apricot shades.
These are the Begonia apricot shades. You get 40 of the Pro plugs. 40.
I know.
So that works out, I reckon it's just under, it's about 38p a plug, I'm going to say.
That's... I mean, you're better at the maths than I am.
Stu, can
so
you do it on the
I'm gonna leave you
calculator?
with that one.
I'm estimating about 38p a plug.
Well, this is the beautiful thing with going for the
Might be
Pro
37.
plugs. Okay, so, I mean, it's
There!
37.5 pence. Wow, your maths is good.
I have got. I mean, there's lots of things I'm rubbish at.
He is
but
good,
I have.
isn't he?
I've got A-level maths, and my maths is good.
I could never do that.
Could you not?
No. No.
So I can't speak languages, and my spelling's rubbish. So
My spelling's pretty good. Anyway,
yeah.
So Pro plugs, that's something important to tell you. So we do different sizes of plugs. We do Pro plugs, we do plug plants, we do jumbo plug
Jumbos,
plants.
yeah.
It's just the size of the plug plants. So the Pro plugs are little plug plants, basically. Really good, really healthy, but all you need to do is grow them on a little bit before you plant them out, which is exactly what you would be doing with a plug plant or a jumbo plug plant. You're going to grow it on a little bit before you plant it out. The beautiful thing about getting hold of Pro plugs is the saving to you. As Shaun has said, 37.5 pence or whatever it is per plant here, and you will get such displays from these. So each one of those plugs is going to turn into a gorgeous begonia plant, 30 by 30 centimetres. So a foot by a foot, times it by 40. Wow, that is a lot of garden to cover, isn't it?
And my little tip is, whenever you buy any plants from YouGarden, and things like the 9 centimetre pots, I never throw a pot away.
No, I've got a stack of them by my shed.
So just keep them, store them, then you can grow things like your plug plants on. You just need to keep these away from frost.
That's it,
when they're growing.
So on a windowsill, in my conservatory, if you've got a lovely greenhouse, that's absolutely fantastic. You know, it's really easy to do. But the benefit of getting these started now is that hopefully what that means is you'll have a bigger, more established plant, which means you'll get a longer, better flowering season from them.
And the fact is, they work out 37.5 pence each. A begonia in a pot in peak season in a garden centre could easily be £2.50 nowadays. It really could. What is amazing? I mean, I've got a friend that owns a garden centre, so I do know a bit of what goes on there. And it's just the difference between a tray of bedding and then just taking those bedding plants out and plotting them individually. Suddenly the prices can be so much higher.
Well, you're paying for the time of somebody doing it. You're paying for the pot, you're paying for the compost, and that's where it starts to add up. It's the same story when we talk to you about the bare roots that we bring you. You know, if you buy a potted rose, you're going to spend £20. If you buy a bare root rose, it's going to be, a lot less
This is the really
expensive.
clever, affordable way of getting loads of bedding. So just quickly, begonias are like sun, but they're great in shade as well. They're pretty much weather tolerant, so if it rains a lot, the flowers are really good when it's wet.
They don't need deadheading. The flowers fade on their own. You do want to water, you do want to feed, obviously, but you know, there's no other real maintenance to do.
I think they're just so resilient. They're brilliant. They really, really are. My personal favourite in summer, definitely begonias. And my mum's now as well.
Yeah.
She loves them. Right, going to move on to the
fuchsias.
But these are very special.
These are incredibly special because these are the big boys, or ladies, because these are definitely feminine flowers, aren't they? These are big, big fuchsia flowers.
Well, I'm not sure you can give them a gender.
I'm giving them a gender. They are definitely feminine, aren't they?
Sure?
They're girls.
They're feminine, definitely, aren't they?
Oh, I was thinking peonies as being girls as well. But the flame lily over there, that can be a boy.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Let's move off this
topic. I'm going to get in trouble, aren't I?
Yeah.
We are non-gender specific here. Yes, so you can get your American fuchsias, and these are big. They really are jumbo flowers that we're talking about here. So these are bigger than other fuchsias that you will buy. These pictures that we're showing you, by the way, these are not professional pictures. These were sent in by one of our viewers. Eleanor, thank you so much.
Thank you, Eleanor.
They are gorgeous, aren't they? She grew these, was it last year? So pretty. And you are going to get 4 different varieties included in here. This one we love. That's the voodoo, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the voodoo.
Yeah, that's the voodoo.
But honestly, I've grown these many, many times, and it is the size of the flowers that is just ridiculous.
They are.
I'll be honest, you get slightly less flowers compared to other varieties of fuchsia, but they're just so much bigger.
They are incredibly large,
amazing.
basically. I mean, the hand that we show you in that picture, that is a human adult. It's an adult hand. So these are... Sorry, they were taking the mickey out of me because the other day I called it a human hand. Of course it's a human hand. I mixed my words up. It was when Joe was here and you were at QBC.
Oh, okay.
And he was taking the mickey out of me because I called it a human hand. It's an adult hand is what I mean. So we're talking about big flowers and just a beautiful mixture of colours with the 4 different varieties. They are labelled, by the way. That's important to let you know. They will come out to you in our mini greenhouses, and each of them is labelled so you know which variety is which is important if you're colour coding.
Now remember, your free gift today is blooming fast. Fuchsias, they are hungry plants.
Hungry.
They are. If you don't feed them, they basically do pretty much stop flowering once they've done their business and flowered, early summer. So keep feeding them, keep deadheading them, but you get your free gift with every single order today.
As long as you enter that code, it's really important. I'm sorry to all of you that watch regularly. We do bang on about this, but it's important to unlock the free gift, but any of the special offers by entering that code right there. YGTV0624 is the code for this week.
Lots of orders coming in today, but what an amazing lineup, and thank you to each and every one of you for joining us on YouGarden TV.
Sophinias now.
Yes.
Do you remember being 30?
I do.
Do you?
No, I hated my 30th. It all gone wrong.
I do.
Not my birthday, but like on a big birthday, you kind of sometimes take stock of your life.
Yes, absolutely.
And mine had just gone completely to pot. My career had gone down the pan. My relationship was nearly over.
Oh no!
I had debt.
All got better after that, though, didn't it?
It did.
It did.
Actually, right. In fact, you're right. I turned 30 within about 3 months. My life, everything changed.
Really?
Yeah. New job, new partner. It's great.
It's the way forward.
Yeah, but the reason we're talking about 30, this is 30 years of Sophinia.
Yeah, Sophinia.
30 years.
I know.
That's amazing.
Sophinia being just the amazing brand of petunias. Okay, so it's like a designer brand, basically. It's the petunia that all other petunias want to be. Sophinia were the first company to develop the trailing petunia, and no other petunia really is able to match it. We are talking potentially 3 feet trail.
Yeah, look at these, Bex.
Honestly, 90 centimetre trail you can get from these. And this is how you get these kinds of results, those by getting a hold of the Sophinia collection.
So incredible breeding in terms of how long these trail, the length of them, but also the flowers are so much more resistant, aren't they?
They are indeed, yeah. So, they're bred to be vigorous, they're bred to be low maintenance, they're bred to be disease and weather resistant, and to get bigger longer lasting bloom. So many benefits to buying a Sophinia petunia as opposed to other types of petunias out there. 6 colours included in there as well that complement each other absolutely perfectly. Again, they will come to you labelled in our mini greenhouses, so you'll know which colour is which. So if you want to do that wonderful colour blocking that we showed you in that picture, which I think is stunning, by the way, you can do that.
And what I would suggest, because you get 3 of each variety, if you doubled up on this, you'd have 6 of each.
Yes. I mean, if you want to create display like that, I think you'd need more than 3 plug plants, so you would want to double up.
But you can do it all now on pre-order, of course, and postage is included on those. But they are, as Bex was saying, Sophinias are just known to be the very, very best.
They really are the best.
Right, I love my Busy Lizzies, and for me, in a similar vein to begonias, they're so easy.
So easy.
I actually sometimes mix them in with begonias in my beds and borders.
Yeah.
They love being in the shade. It's bizarre. I mean, I've had many really quite shady areas.
Yeah.
And they just still flower
They don't mind it.
You don't need to deadhead them. They don't like to dry out. They do.
No.
So you do need to keep your eye on the watering and feeding, of course, as well. But the size that these grow, the displays that they give are amazing.
Yeah, and then you get some lovely colours in there as well, don't you? With the reds and the whites and the pinks. It's one of the most popular ones, honestly. I know Busy Lizzies normally grow or go out the door very, very quickly. It is the #1 bedding plant grown in the UK. Its reliability is that it outperforms other varieties out there. You get consistent growth. You get that summer-long flowering. Rain or shine, they're robust and durable. Sun or shade, they don't really mind at all. And again, this is something that you can put in so many different places, baskets, pots, gaps in borders. There's so many areas to plant them.
Can we just put a question out there?
Yeah, let's do it.
Because I just remember having Busy Lizzies as houseplants as children.
Yeah, I'm sure my nan did that.
But I don't remember there was bedding plants ever.
No.
So just let us know, did you have a Busy Lizzie as a houseplant?
Yeah.
As a child or years ago? Because you don't see them now as houseplants. People just don't. It's just amazing how things change, doesn't it? Anyway.
Trends change, fashions change. People didn't like dahlias recently, and all of a sudden they're all over.
But these are bang on trend right now, I tell you. So if you want your Busy Lizzies, an amazing 40 plugs for £14.99. And again, working out. This must be another £37 per plant.
Remember, these are the pro plugs, so they're just slightly smaller plug plants than standard plug plants. Just grow them on, they'll be absolutely fine, but it does represent the best way to get the most value.
What we got? I can't see. Oh, that's our we've got our salad mix, haven't we?
Salad mix there, and begonias.
More begonias still to come. So these are the non-stop. So these are more upright ones.
Yes, the more upright ones, but also I really like the colour mix that you get here, because what you're getting is the lovely bold, bright colour mix. The reds, the peaches, the yellows, the whites. Love how they contrast each other, planted together like that. That is an amazing contrast that you get. They've been named as non-stop because they just don't stop flowering. They keep going, and they're beautifully large, upright flowers on here. That's why they've been bred like this, to give you that lovely, strong, upright appearance to the flowers. 30 by 30 centimetres, so nice foot by foot we're talking here. And again, it's the same story with these begonias. Bit of sun, bit of shade, no problem. Tolerant of all the summer weathers, very easy to look after, low maintenance. But it is definitely about that bright, bold colour mix, I think, with this particular collection.
And don't forget, at the end of the summer, the frost will, obviously, like most bedding, it will cause the foliage all to die, but it will have formed a little tuber, so you can actually store that.
Yeah, you can lift it and store it. Just dry it out and then store it somewhere frost-free, nice dry place, and you can use it again next year.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you. Some people do, some people don't, but you can do it if you want.
I didn't do it last year, so I'm pretty sure my begonias won't come back. I'm starting again this year.
I did it with some of mine, but I had too many. So.
Yeah, just couldn't be bothered with some of them.
And then finally, our last pre-order. Remember, you order these now, we'll dispatch them about the first week in March. But this one has been really beautifully put together.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, the colours here are amazing, aren't they?
The colour combination, the Calabricoa, that peach, that deep purple, purple, and then mixed in with the beautiful bright white lobelia flowers. So you've got the colour combination, but you've also got the size variation between those as well. You don't have to worry about thinking about which plants to put, which flowers do I put together to get the best display. We've done that hard work for you, so you can get designer looking baskets and pots and things at home all in one packet here. I would definitely be doubling up here. For me, if I was doing this in my easy fill hanging baskets, 12 plug plants wouldn't be enough. I definitely want 12 for each of the hanging baskets, but just think about the size of your hanging baskets and you know how much area you need to fill.
And I think the Calibrachoa is so pretty. They are mini petunias.
Pretty, aren't they?
They really do repeat flower, but the peach with the purple and the white, that's magnificent, isn't it?
It's glorious.
I'm going to be ordering that selection.
Are you?
Yeah. And actually, if my mum's watching, I think my mum would really like that.
Yeah. It's nice and bright, but it's bold colours for her as well, isn't it?
Just a bit different as well.
Yeah.
So you can either go for 12 plants for $14.99, or if you double up, you can go for 24 plants for £19.97. So just to remind you, we know here at YouGarden, our summer bedding is massive. And
it's really popular.
We've seen the orders going out, and in peak season, thousands, tens of thousands of orders going out on a daily basis. You can pre-order now, get in there before anyone else does. Make sure you've reserved yours. We'll dispatch starting the first week in March. And you will get your free gift, don't forget, the Bloom Fest. Now, if you're just buying on pre-order, that will arrive when your plants do. If you're buying a mixture of things, so some of the pre-order, some of the things that are now on the nursery, that will come, basically, whatever plant's delivered first, that will come with it.
Basically, yes. Yeah, absolutely. So it's it's a great way of getting hold of your items now, making sure that you have secured them, and you know at the beginning of March these are going to be delivered out to you, and that is peak time, isn't it? That's peak time to get things started.
And it does mean, I mean, obviously all of them need to be kept frost-free, but I always think when you get a head start on bedding,
I love it.
Your garden just looks better before
it looks better earlier, definitely.
Yeah.
More flowers earlier in the season, and that's essentially what we want to get, isn't it?
But we've only got about, I don't know,
it's gone quick again.
We've got about half an hour left on the show. If you want to message us, I'm Shaun, this is lovely Bex. You can message us on the group chat on Facebook, on YouTube, and of course you can email ygtv@yougarden.com. But let's remind you of some of the great items we've had live on today's Wednesday show. Now we had the pink willow, the salix.
Yeah. I absolutely adore the pink willow because it's
cute, isn't it?
At its best right now, and it looks so gorgeous. It's very tactile, lovely pink furry catkins on there. It can get nice and big as well. You know, you can let this grow up to about 2 meters in your garden. But I just think the colour of those catkins, and then they'll turn a little bit yellow, which means that they've got loads of pollen on there, and that'll help to invite all those beneficial pollinators into our garden. I love it. I want one. Yeah. I need one in my garden.
Now, something that I can totally recommend are mimosa. These are really quite unusual. So it is a Mediterranean plant that can actually do very well here in the UK. So we say hardy to about -5, so do bear that in mind. You want it in a really bright, sunny spot, ideally south-facing, a little bit sheltered. And you want the soil to be well drained. That would be its natural habitat, sunny and well drained soil. The foliage is evergreen and it's quite incredible. It's like these lovely kind of fern-like leaves, but the flowers, oh my word, seriously, hundreds, thousands of these bright yellow pom-poms that are actually incredibly fragrant as well. And it does flower this time of the year. So February, March, that's when it is really at its best. Now, in the right position, it actually can be very fast growing. So in 1 year, if this is happy, it will grow 2 or 3 feet in a year. You can grow it in a pot as well. So if you're thinking, do you know what, I haven't really got anywhere in my garden that's south-facing, well-drained soil, grow it in a pot where you can give it maybe a little bit more protection. But postage is included on that one as well. It is $5.10 235. Then, these are the lowest priced begonias on the show today. You get 10 of the Belgian trailing giant begonias. So the arrivers, tubers, You don't have, with tubers and bulbs, you don't have to plant them straight away. But if you want to get a head start, plant them now, just keep them frost-free, and then you're going to enjoy those displays for even longer. And don't forget, at the end of the season, you can always dig the tubers back up, keep them frost-free and in a cool place, and they'll come back year after year. But it's all about those amazing trailing displays. And remember, begonias don't mind shade, so light shade as well as sun. They are really good in terms of being resistant to rain. You don't need to deadhead them. When the flowers are spent, they just literally fall off and then it does it all again. So cannot recommend this highly enough. $6.99, $6.30, $1.93. Now, we are really excited about this, the Gloriosa Flame Lily. So this is a climber. Again, it does need to be kept frost-free, to say he's on the tender side. You can even grow this inside in a conservatory, something like that. But these flowers, I mean, my word, they are like dancing flames, aren't they? So it will grow to about 1.20 meters. You might want to plant all 3 tubers in the same pot to start with. Some of you have gone for the tower pot. That would be an ideal pot for these to climb up. But we are doing 3 of those today for only £7.99. They are incredible. I love rare and unusual plants, don't you? I love to try something different, and I've never ever seen anything quite like this one. $6.30, $0.75 for the Gloriosa Flame Lily there. My word. Now, staying fiery, we have got now our Begonia Apricot Fiery Shades mix. 10 tubers, $9.99, or if you want to double up, you can go for 20 for £14.98. Same story, they repeat flowering, they don't mind light shade to full sun, they are easy peasy to grow, and the displays that they give are magnificent. The flowers are really big on begonias, you know, really big and full and blousy, absolutely amazing. Really like those, really love begonias. Now also, on the show today, we brought you this, the Edgeworthia Chrysantha Grandiflora Paper Bush. So, the way that it flowers does remind me a little bit of a magnolia, because all of the flowers come out before any of the foliage and leaves. And that makes it, you know, with magnolias, it makes it a lot more striking. This isn't a magnolia, obviously, but it's got the same habitat when it comes to flying. It is relatively compact, so it only goes to about 1.5 meters. And again, it is on the tender side, so hardy, a bit like the mimosa, hardy down to about -5. So think about where you live in the country, where you're going to plant it. It would grow very happily in a big pot as well, but I think that is absolutely spectacular. Really spectacular. 511366. We're having a very busy Wednesday today. Really busy. Then we have got for you. Oh, by the way, you were saying, Bex, with a paper bush.
Yeah.
Why is it called paper bush?
Because it's widely grown in Japan to make paper.
To make paper?
Yeah.
Wow. Very good.
Right?
I thought very good paper.
Very good
Very
paper.
good paper.
It's
yeah.
super fragrant though. Honestly, the smell that's in our potting shed right now because of the flowers
amazing.
on here is incredible.
Yeah, I thought it was Bex smelling good today, but apparently it's this. Might be
is
both.
me as well.
Yeah, it might be both. The Edgeworthia Chrysantha Grandiflora paper. Now we did mention that we've got lots of plug plants on the show that will need growing on. This is a top recommendation today. Apologies, I meant to mention this earlier actually. Because,
yeah, I forgot about that.
It's on our website, but if you're buying any of the pre-order bedding, actually, to be honest, if you place an order for the bedding, you can always place a second order for this because you'll get another free gift. But this propagator kit is ideal for growing on plug plants.
Especially those pro plug plants. Especially those little pro plug plants that we've got where you're getting 40 of them. They would be absolutely perfect for this windowsill propagator kit because that will really get them started. And obviously you're getting, you know, 90 pods for those to be able to go in.
So actually, Bex, you could buy 2 lots of bedding.
Yeah, because we had 2 that were the pro plugs, so it should be 80 in total. You've got 90 there, so that'd be absolutely perfect.
Yeah, but that's honestly the value on that today.
Yeah.
Is £9.99. Getting lots of new club members as well. It makes sense. The first week that Bex and I started working for YouGarden TV, we both became club members.
We did.
And it's so good to see there's extra discounts.
It's awesome, isn't it? Love it.
It's really good. Right. That propagator kit, £9.99 at 120034. Now, we've had an email coming about the Tuscany pots.
From Dingo.
Hello?
He's bought some, apparently. Oh, my word. How many has he bought?
We've got a guess now. We get 2 for £11.99 today. I'm going to say he's bought 4.
Oh, I'm going to say he's bought 12.
How do you know? Well, how many has he bought? 10.
I was closer. Oh. No, he doesn't mean 5 and 5 free. He means 10. And 10 free. So he's got 20 of these. Did you mean to do that, Dingo? You did mean to. Good. What are you going to grow in those, Dingo?
Do you know what? Sometimes though, to have all matching pots can look amazing.
Well, see, this is what I'm thinking about doing with, because I'm going to do the dahlias.
I think you should grow your dahlias in these.
Yeah, see, I was thinking about getting the heavy-duty pots, but now I'm thinking maybe I should just go for these.
These are a lot more attractive, aren't they?
I want 8. I think 8 will fit in front of the conservatory, so maybe not quite as many as you, Dingo.
Do you know what, Dingo? I might go for a big number of these too, because I wanted to grow loads of dahlias this year.
Yeah, I'm going to do them in. I'm going to do them in these.
Yeah.
Should we do the same?
Bit of competition.
Should we do the same? That would be amazing. Let's do it.
Do you know what, Dingo? I'm glad you got those today because
Well done, Dingo.
This offer's been running for quite a while.
I know. I'm not sure how much longer.
No,
I need to get my order
obviously
in.
we do rotate offers and some come on, some go off. So they are amazing. It's £6
I can't wait to hear what your plans are, though. What you're doing.
Yeah. Why are you growing in them?
Maybe it's a secret. Maybe he's going to send us pictures at some point.
What we also say with this particular pot is. It is really good for grow your own as well. If you want your grow your own to be a bit more attractive.
We haven't got our heavy duties in, did we? I didn't bring one. We do our heavy duty pots that are commercial growing pots.
And they're great.
And they are fantastic, but they are just plain black pots, whereas these have got just a little bit of extra detail going on. They don't have the extra drainage. We will point that out. So with the heavy duty pots, you've not only got the drainage in the bottom, but you also have drainage around the side as well. So they don't have that.
But they've still got really good
drainage
and they've actually got here the little channels, so even if it's on a really flat surface, it's still really easy for the water to drain away.
Yeah, absolutely. So they're just that bit more decorative, but they are the same size. They're 30-litre pot, just the same. They are UV stabilised. They are frost resistant. I think they're fantastic, and I'm definitely going to get some of those.
I mean, I don't think Stu knows when the offer's going to finish it, but
he doesn't know yet.
But it's been on for quite a while, so it's probably coming towards the end. I would suggest. But well done, Dingo. Amazing, those.
Well done. Yeah, I can't wait to hear what you're doing.
Yeah, they're really nice. And they're 30 litres and 46 centimetres. And they do stack
every time
really well as well.
Every time.
Yeah, they stack really well, actually, as I demonstrated beautifully. There you go. Right, the other ones we've got, Bex.
Yeah, we've got our April planters. This is part of our new pot range, in actual fact, hand-selected by our head gardener. This is a pair of the April square planters, grey powdered beige. That's a weird name.
Yeah.
But yes,
they love it.
They are beautiful, aren't they?
And I know they're a little bit more, but there's a lot of work that's gone into these.
Absolutely.
And they look like they should be really expensive.
Well, they've got the lovely square shape at the top, but they've got that beautiful tapered design going down to a slimmer bit at the bottom. Very gorgeous shape on there. Plus, you've got that lovely design, which we think has been inspired by
Dahlias,
don't we? It looks beautiful. It looks like some kind of etched stone, doesn't it? Really beautiful colour on there. So you are saving £10 on there. They're a good size as well at 20-litre capacity, 36 diameter. You know, there's a whole range of what we're bringing you today that you could grow in there.
Yeah, but dahlias would work really well because of the design.
Yeah, I think
but
so.
Anything, I mean, summer bedding look beautiful now.
It would, just especially begonias maybe tumbling over the edge. That would look really pretty.
But thank you to everyone that's joined us today. We're having a lovely show.
We are indeed. Mine stack too.
Yeah, they do. You can order after the show, of course, as well. But do remember, even if you've placed an order and you're thinking, ooh, didn't see them pots, I'd like to buy some of them. If you place a separate order with us...
Yeah, or that propagator kit, because we didn't show that right till the end, did we?
You will get another free gift. So it's with every individual order. And don't overestimate that, or underestimate, I should say.
Underestimate.
Don't underestimate your free gift, because this one sachet will make 100 litres of plant food. And there's a well-known brand out there of plant food, and they do a ready mix, and it's a litre bottle, and you can pay £5-6.
You're paying so much money for essentially a lot of water.
Yeah, and you think the reason why the cost of those ready-made is high is because of all the packaging, the transportation
cost.
But that one spoonful makes enough to fill a whole watering can of plant food.
Yeah.
My recommendation is, if you've got a plastic container with a lid, like a little like Tupperware or something like that. What's the other one? Lock and Lock.
Lock and Lock, yeah, they're good.
Just literally pour it in there. It just keeps it dry and safe.
Yeah.
But you get one of those worth £4.99 with every single order today. Right, we've had
an email from Eleanor. Busy Lizzie's.
Does it include a picture?
Oh, Eleanor, look at those. Oh, look at the colours.
Wow.
Is that a little pond she's got there as well?
Yeah.
Ah, right,
Eleanor,
we're coming to your garden next.
They're the new guinea ones, aren't they?
They're so pretty.
Sorry, I was just getting close to the screen there. My eyes are
We're both like this.
But they're the new guinea ones, which are really nice.
Ah, they're lovely.
Yeah.
Well done, Eleanor. Stu's giving us grief because the tellies that we look at are actually massive. It's just Shaun and I are both a bit blind.
Our eyesight's not the best, is it? Yours is worse than mine.
I know, right?
I know, but your sense of smell's better than mine. Between us, we work really well, because...
Well, I'm lacking, you've got,
and
vice versa.
Yeah. So, anyway, we're going to move on to our best-selling product. It's our premium vegetable compost. It's used here on our nursery to plant up thousands, hundreds of thousands of plants and baskets every single year. Now, all of you that have become club members today, every time you order compost, you get nearly £2.50 off it, which is amazing.
Yeah, look, delivered in these 2 bags as well. Oh, that's going to fall now, I've moved it.
And the great thing is, it's a real, proper, premium professional compost. It's unbranded. I'm not being funny, but there's not lots of marketing spiel on the front. It doesn't need it. Now, I know we've got to be quick, so let's go through the incredible ingredients.
Okay, so we've got in here green balls, one right there, look. That is a slow release fertiliser. That's going to feed your plants. It stays active for a good 5 to 6 months. There's loads of them. You'll see them as I'm moving that compost around, all really beautifully distributed through here. Being able to grab hold of food as and when you need it, as a human, that's great, isn't it? But certainly for our plants, certainly for seedlings, things like that, it's great that they can get that feed as and when they need. We've got a pH buffer in here, and this is what turns this into a compost that you can use for, I'm going to say, probably 98% of the plants in your home and in your garden as well. Houseplants love it, by the way. It's just ericaceous loving plants, so rhododendrons, camellias, leucothe, blueberries. They want ericaceous. We've got it on the website. Go for that. But for everything else, they are going to live the happiest life in a really rich, compost that's got loads of scientifically backed ingredients to help your plants. Peat. Dark and white peat, not our head gardener peat.
No.
Dark and white peat in here. Less than 50% of the volume of the compost is made up with that. We have reduced that over the years. Some of the peat is renewable peat. What we do, though, is we use the minimum amount for the maximum results, and that is highly important for our plants. The texture is really important as well. That's why I move it around so you can see how light and fluffy and airy this is. That allows for really strong root development and growth. Strong root development, strong growth means that you get bigger, better, healthier plants, more flowers, longer flowering season, more bumper crops of fruit.
And then you've also got here, Fanny, a wetting agent. It just means that if you make up lots of hanging baskets or pots And some days they dry out because it's too sunny, you don't have time to water. When you water your hanging basket, rather than the water all flowing over the side, it will go straight on the compost. It just makes the water stick to the compost, basically.
Yeah.
So all of that gives you the most amazing premium professional compost. 2 bags, free delivery as well. I would stock up on that today. And actually, with your free gift, even if you just want to come back and buy some compost now, that's worth nearly £5. And for club members, the value is incredible. So you're going to get this for £25, 10% off as a club member, so it takes it down to about £22.50, and you're getting your £5 free gift as well.
Absolutely, and it's not just
Really
some
good.
throwaway, free gift. It's an actual really good
really
free
good.
gift. Our lovely Olwen, who watches regularly,
Hi,
she said she
Olwen.
bought a different one last year. Oh, Eleanor, sorry, Eleanor. She said she bought a different one last year and gave it away and bought the Blooming Fest.
Yes.
I know why, because it's brilliant, that's why. We're going to start in the middle, which is unusual.
Nerines.
But that's fine. It's because it's the Nerines, and they've been really popular, and I can see why.
Yeah, so I grew these for the first time last year. I didn't realise how late flowering they were. So I'm thinking, I was thinking, hang on, where's the flowers? But then late October, suddenly they burst into flower and they were magnificent. Now, mine were just one colour of pink. This variety, the hybridizers, is lots of mixed colours and they look spectacular, don't they?
They really do. Honestly, this mixture of colour that we're bringing you at YouGarden is absolutely incredible. You get unique kind of bi-colours and a few that are solid colours as well, but they just blend perfectly together. And I love the fact that this is a late flowering plant because it gives you that transitional colour. When most of our other flowers and things in the garden have faded, that's when this is actually first starting to come into bloom. So it really does extend that summer flowering period for us, and I think that's really important. We don't have to think too hard about it now because we've still got the summer ahead of us. But if you plant these, you'll be very grateful that you did once September, October comes.
And they come back year after year after year. 6:30, 211. Just in terms of planting, very important. You showed us this earlier, so
you don't want to plant them too deep. If you plant it too deep, basically you'll get foliage but no flowers.
so that needs to be above the ground.
That needs to be above the ground. The neck of it needs to be just above the compost surface.
Just that bit there.
So yeah, it's really important. If you get the flowers, if you want the flowers, make sure you don't plant it too deep.
Yeah, but they're really big as well.
They're
those.
chunky, aren't they?
Yeah. Right, then we also brought you some more begonias, but these are in the form of tubers, so they're ready to, you can start them off now, just keep them protected from frost. These are more upright, but it's all about the fragrance from this one, isn't it?
Totally about fragrance, yeah. Each of the different colours that you get within this collection, they have their own unique scent. Now, begonia scents range from, sort of citrusy scents right the way through to rose, sweet rose scents. And the fact that each of the colours has their own scent, I think, is absolutely incredible. Plus, the thing that's slightly different about these ones is those beautiful ruffled layer upon layer of petals that look almost like roses. They look more like roses than they do begonias, I think. So there's two just slight differences with this particular collection. As the upright versions, yes, great for the middle of your hanging baskets, wonderful in pots, great in your borders, excellent in your window boxes. So lots of places that you can put those.
And an amazing double up deal. So 10 for £9.99, or you can go for 20 for £14 and 98 pence. 6:30 199. Go, we have been busy today, haven't we?
Really busy.
Spring is in the air. Right, we're going to go Dahlia mad this year. Bex and I have decided we're going to go loads of Dahlias.
Loads of Dahlias.
This is probably the best value Dahlias that we've actually got on the show today.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get these.
We can double up and go for 10 for £14.98. So it works about £1.50 a Dahlia. And better add, every one of these tubers can produce a Dahlia close to a metre in terms of height.
Yeah, absolutely. So up to a metre in height is what we're talking. Lovely long stems, which means they're great as cut flowers. And with a collection this large, particularly if you're going for that double up deal and getting 10 of these, you can change over your cut flower display on a weekly basis because you'll get flower upon flower upon flower for so many months. Sort of anywhere from June, July time is when these are going to first burst into flower for you, and they're just going to keep going into August, into September, and into October as well. But, depending on how mild the season is, and October has been mild for the past, 5 or 6 years, I think, you will keep getting these flowers all the way through that transitional period as well.
And they are so bang on trend right now. It sounds ridiculous
totally
to talk about plants being on trend, but they did go out of fashion for a little bit.
I don't know why, though.
No.
When you think about how easy they are to grow, how many flowers you get, how long they flower for, they should never go out of fashion.
And the tubers, some people leave them in the ground. I mean, it depends on where you live. Because they don't want to be too cold and they don't want to be too wet. But if you do decide to dig the tubers up, you can plant them year after year, and they'll come out bigger and better than ever. I love dahlias, and we're gonna grow loads this year, aren't we?
We have Dahlia off.
Yeah, Dahlia off. Right.
What were we doing next, Stu? Was it the roses?
We quickly got the rose collection for you now. These are the hybrid teas. Wow.
Yeah, love
One
hybrid
of our premium
tea.
ones.
Absolutely love hybrid tea, because what you get with hybrid tea is generally it's one rose on a nice long straight stem. This is the kind of rose that you use or you would buy when Valentine's Day is not far away. It's a hybrid tea rose normally that would be part of those displays.
Yeah, pretty much always,
Single rose on a lovely long straight stem, and that's what you're getting here with the hybrid tea collection. This is how they come to you. They're all wrapped. They're fast asleep. I say fast asleep. Can you see how many shoots are coming off here now? Look, there's loads of new growth coming off here. You'll unwrap these. They are colour coded. You can see the little labels that we've got in here to show you the different colours. So if you are colour coding where you plant, you can do that. Give them a soak. Plant them. Very, very easy to do. The wonderful thing about buying bare roots is that you can get the best value for money. One potted rose of this size, we would be charging $19.99, right?
That's pretty much our normal price for hybrid tea.
Exactly. You're getting 5 of them included in here for £22.99. So I'm rubbish at the maths, but it's certainly not £19.99. It's an excellent collection, and hybrid teas tend to be more fragrant as well than your floribundas. Floribunda, you get multiple flowers in clusters. With this, you get an individual one, and they tend to be more fragrant.
Yeah, bigger roses, more fragrant, and a little bit more. I think a lot of people regard a hybrid tea as being that little bit more sophisticated as well.
Yeah, a bit more premium.
Right. We are nearly out of time. We are back tomorrow live at 10 in the morning.
We are indeed.
So you can join us then. But just very quickly, you've gone absolutely crazy for the Belgian trailing giant begonias. You get a massive saving here. They're better than half price.
Absolutely.
10 tubers, $6.99.
Great price.
I know some of our viewers today have bought several of the same item. I would definitely recommend buying several of these, wouldn't you?
Yeah, totally. If you're going to put these into hanging baskets, 10 probably isn't enough. I'm going to be buying, I think I'm going for 30. I'm going for 3 sets of these. I've got 2 already, so I need to get another one. Massive saving on here, but what you get is just such a long flowering season. And these are Belgian ones that were bred by, and here's world renowned, honestly, Arnold van Petegem spent his life breeding these, and he bred them for strength, for vigour, to make them weather tolerant, to make them more upright, larger flowers, stronger stems. Those are mine in my garden last year. The best thing I planted out of everything that went in my garden last year, those 3 pots of begonias gave me the most joy. They made me smile every time I walked in the garden.
And they just take care of themselves,
as
we've said.
They're so easy.
Now, also, there's been loads of interest on the flame lily.
I'm so pleased.
This is a really unusual one.
This was the one I was most excited about when I was looking at this show. It is exotic. It is beautiful. It's weird and wonderful, and I love everything that's weird and wonderful. You do need to protect it from frost. This is not one you want to plant out right now, but you can get it started. It is a fast climber. It needs support. I know a few of you have gone for our recommendation of grabbing the tower pot. Have a little look on the website. It's a self-supporting tower pot that this would climb around perfectly. If you enter the code, you'll get an extra £5 off it as well.
Yeah, it's some great reviews on that tower pot, Bex.
Honestly, it's brilliant. I've got a wisteria growing in it, and I've got a jasmine growing in it. I'm going to be putting my sweet peas, and I'm going to get this flame lily and another tower pot to put it in as well.
And if you'd like to order that, it's 130461. But if you forget that and just type in tower pot, it will come up.
Yeah, if you're going for your flame lily, I would highly recommend that tower pot.
Look great on that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because it'd be really easy to move it indoors as well to protect it from frost. I just love the flowers on here. You can see why it's been called that flame lily. Brush strokes of large petals, lovely yellow margins there, and the petals open so you get a reflexed shape to them that then exposes the green stamen and then the orange and green anthers in the centre there as well. Look at the ruffling to the petals.
Well, we are sadly nearly out of time. Final reminder, We're back tomorrow 10 to 1. The free gift today is really amazing.
The best.
Really good.
Blooming fast.
Our top-selling premium fertiliser, it is. And that will make, don't just think, oh, it's a little packet. It will make 100 litres of premium plant food.
That's about 20 watering cans, you know, a regular-sized watering can. That's a lot, honestly.
And even if you place an order, come back and place another one, you get another free gift.
Yep.
Thank you to everyone that's joined the club. Lots of new club members today. That's £5 a year on auto renewal. You get 10% off all of our plants and our compost.
Yeah, £20 worth of vouchers. There's so much. There's so many benefits to joining the club. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock till 1 o'clock. We'll be bringing back our pre-order table as well of all our summer bedding. And we've got lots of items that we haven't yet shown you, so we will be bringing all those in as well.
But don't forget, you can order after the show, and you can order anytime, of course, on YouGarden.com. And if you did miss the show, it will be uploaded on our website and on YouTube a little bit later on.
Yeah, you can always go back and watch anything that you missed.
Or if you missed Sunday's show, for example, it's on there right now.
Yeah.
But we're going to leave you the details of the Begonia Apricot Fiery Shades mix. Been really popular. 10 tubers for $9.99, or you can double up and go for 20 for $14.99. But don't forget, to get all the deals, you need to use that code YGTV0624. We should say with all the begonias and the dahlias, you want to keep them frost-free, don't you?
Yeah, but get them started now. It'll give you that longer flowering season. They'll get nice and established, ready for when you're planting them out after those frosts have passed. And they're well worth doing, aren't they? And so easy to do. You don't need a greenhouse. You can do it on your windowsill or if you've got a conservatory. I don't have a greenhouse, and that's where I start these off, so...
Well, can I say thank you from Bex and I.
Yeah, big thank you.
Yeah, lots of you ordering today. Really appreciate it. And we'll do it all again tomorrow.
Yes, we will.
What are you wearing tomorrow, Bex?
Don't know. I haven't decided.
We don't put too much thought into it. We'll see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock.